overtime. In the overtime, it was all Portland, however, as Kelvin Ramsey, who finished with 26 points, pops in this jump shot to put the Blazers up by 5. They go on to win 124 to 119. Welcome to the Memorial Coliseum in Portland, Oregon. Not many arenas have one of those banners hanging there. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Rick Barry, along with Hot Rod Hundley, and we really will have a great game for you here this afternoon, if it's anything like the previous two games. Both of them going into overtime, and the second game had a very controversial play, Rod, and we're going to show you that when you saw it at the top of the show and run it back in slow motion.
All right, Joe Merriweather with 3 seconds left takes the pass, to Michael Thompson. Merriweather with him right here. He took his hand off his hip, went up. The call was made, and then Michael Thompson went on with the shot. Merriweather blocked it out of bounds. A beautiful block, but it was a 3 to make 2. He went to the free throw line with a second on the clock and made only 1 of 3, put it in overtime. And then Ramsey had a great overtime when they won.
Right, he finished with 26 points. He had a bad first game. He had missed 13 consecutive shots in that game as the visiting teams are winning a lot of ball games so far in the playoffs. Out of the 8 games played, 6 of them have been won by the visiting teams. You heard the crowd in the background, the 185th consecutive sellout here at the Memorial Coliseum. Today's game, it's kind of like the tortoise and the hare, isn't it, Rod?
You got to explain that, Rick, and that would be that Phil Ford is out of this game. He's a great playmaking guard. He's one of the tops in the league. And so Cotton Fitzsimmons will want to slow it down, the tempo of the game. On the other hand, Jack Ramsey wants to run. They've got the big guard in there in Grunfeld for Kansas City.
And there you see the starting lineups. Reggie King, Scott Wedman, Sam Lacey, Otis Birdsong, Ernie Grunfeld for Coach Cotton Fitzsimmons. For Jack Ramsey's Portland Trail Blazers, Calvin Nat, Kermit Washington, Michael Thompson playing the center position. He had 40 points, a career high in that last ball game. Billy Ray Bates and Kelvin Ramsey, the superior rookie out of Ohio State. Today's official is Jack Madden. Jack is on your right. That is Tommy Nunez in the middle and Jake O'Donnell on the left-hand side. Between Jake O'Donnell and Jack Madden, there is 40 years of NBA officiating experience. So the most experience in this game is on the part of the officials, Rod.
They never lose control, these two referees. And I think you'll see a very well officiated game. They have had great games all year long, going back to the regular season. They've had some one-point games. So, again, you can look for a very tight game.
Thompson and Lacey prepare for the jump. Otis Birdsong stepped back across the half-court line, but the official didn't see it. Kansas City will take control. Lacey, one of the finest passing centers in the league. We'll watch his passing here this afternoon. With the miss, and we got a foul underneath.
It's going to go against Portland, a loose ball foul. Billy Ray Bates.
Billy Ray Bates, the man who really comes to life at the end of the season in playoff time, picks up the first foul of the ball game. Scott Wedman's inbound. Ernie Grunfeld playing in the backcourt in place of Phil Ford, who is out with an injury. We hope to talk with Phil at halftime. Good defense by Calvin Nat. This is what Portland wants to do. Turn that ball over and try and get the fast break going. And takes over where he left off the other night.
He's a third leading scorer for rookies in the NBA. And in the first 2 games, Rick, he's had 17 assists as well as scoring a lot of points.
Well, the one thing I like about him, Rod, is he plays a good, tough defense. Lacey inside. He's the man that tries to get the offense going. He is almost the playmaker in the middle position. Tough shot by Lacey. Washington on the board. There goes Bates.
Kermit Washington is one of the best outlet rebounding forwards in basketball. Well, that was a perfect example right there.
Exactly. Had a breakdown defensively. Can't let the man get that wide open. 4-0. Portland here in the early stages. Game number 3. Remember, the winner goes on to face Phoenix in Phoenix starting on Tuesday night in the best-of-7 series. Good defense by Thompson. Calvin Nat knocks it out of bounds. But you saw the white shirts underneath the boards there for Portland.
He just misjudged his leaper. He would have had the rebound. These clubs are so evenly matched. Great balance in both ball clubs.
Well, during the regular season, they had some real barn burners also here. Kansas City won one game here by 1 point. The other one that they lost here, they lost in overtime.
Washington beat him once on a tip in at the buzzer.
Nice cut to the basket by Grunfeld and the feed by Lacey. First 2 points of the game for Kansas City. Calvin Ramsey directing traffic for the Portland Trailblazers. They run a lot of patterns, set a lot of screens, try and get their men open. Have an excellent offense. Posting up inside, they had a mismatch. Michael Thompson inside.
There's foul by Wedman, who came back in to help. You see him try to lob the ball inside. There's Big Sam Lacey. Grunfeld, a moment ago, took this pass, went right in for that easy layup. Very smart player, and he moves well without the ball.
That's the kind of basketball you like to see. Good, sound, fundamental basketball. Nice screen that time by Thompson. Pick and roll play. Great pass.
Ramsey with 10 assists in one game, 7 in another. And there's a perfect example. What a beautiful threading the needle pass on the bounce.
Portland back up 6-2. I think Grunfeld's done a great job, Rod, filling in for Phil Ford. That nobody expected him to play the way that he's played.
He could make points, but he surprised a lot of people with his ball handling. I didn't think they would think he could handle it as well as he has.
Scott Wedman, usually a good outside shooter. He misses that one. On the offensive board, Reggie King. There's Calvin Nett to control the defensive boards for Portland, and here they come. Ramsey pulls up. Good defense by Birdsong. Nice save by Washington. Here come the Kings. 4-on-2 break. Grunfeld right down the middle.
We had Calvin Nett backpedaling, and he thought he was going to dump it off to Birdsong, and a very smart play to take it all the way to the basket.
The one time that Kansas City will run is off of steals. If they get the steal, they will make the run. A long rebound, they will try to run. Otherwise, they will try to set up and run their offense to free Scott Wedman and to also try to free Otis Birdsong. Two great shooters. Now it's Portland's turn. The set offense. Oh, big.
The living legend, Billy Ray. Well, he can shoot the jump shot, and he's not afraid to raise up from well out front. He'll shoot from 25 feet out.
Birdsong. Nice fake by Birdsong. He jumped right into Bates that time. Let's see what the foul is.
They're going to give him 2 free throws. That's a smart play to duck in on the shot, to draw that foul. Birdsong does it so often, does it so well. He got the defensive man to commit himself, and then he leaned in to make sure there was contact and draw the foul.
A lot of players really know how to do that well. And man, I remember most is Chet Walker. He used to make a living doing that for the Bulls.
6'7" forward, one of the smart ones. Great player.
Otis Birdsong, one of the great shooting guards in the NBA. In fact, he led the league in field goal percentage with 54.4% for a backcourt man. Good defense by Birdsong. Inside to Nett.
Wedman tried to front him. They gambled and lost, and they got the pass in. A beautiful feed away from Wedman on the baseline, and he went right in.
That's where you need that weak side defense to come over and help out. If a man's fronting, the weak side man must get over to help out. There's Lacey handling back to Birdsong. Good ball movement on the part of Kansas City. Wedman with a rainbow shot. Washington on the boards. That's what he does so well. And here they come with Ramsey leading the break. Bates!
Tried to dunk that when it came out. The key to the fast break again, though, is Washington's outlet feed to Ramsey. And watch little Calvin, number 14 in white for Portland, down the middle. A no-looker to the right side. Now watch Bates go up, try to dunk this ball. Jumped a little bit too far out, and the ball went over the iron, but they get the ball back.
Back to live action. Foul spotted by Jake O'Donnell inside. In fact, on Grunfeld. A little mismatch there, trying to guard Michael Thompson. He's out of his element there.
Michael Thompson made a statement, Rick, that he learned from Moses Malone's performance on Wednesday night to stay inside like he did against Kareem when he got 38 points. And so he came right back and got 40 against Kansas City.
Well, he had a great game. A foul that time inside on Sam Lacey. That'll send Ramsey to the free throw line. This man's quite a story, Rod. The first-round draft pick for Portland coming out of Ohio State. The team got off to an incredibly shaky start. And Ramsey was right along with them. You can see his field goal percentage in the series. He had that terrible game the first game, but again, he had 6 points a game in the first 25 games of the season. Then when he turned around, the whole team turned around. He's a big key to them.
He had only 4 out of 21 in that first game, but as you made the remark, he came right back with 26 big ones in game 2.
Calvin Nat picking up the foul. That's the third team foul. Both teams with 3 team fouls right now. 7:30 to go here in the first quarter. Portland with a 5-point lead, 11-6.
Most coaches will be up for most of this game. You can bet on that.
Inside to King, gave the fake. Thompson didn't go for it. He misses, and there's Washington with another rebound. Billy Ray. Oh, he had a nice idea to Thompson that time. The bounce pass maybe would have been better, Rod.
Yeah, and Lacey anticipated that he was going to go that way, and the big fella got over in time to get a hand on the ball. Definitely a bounce pass would have gotten by Lacey, who's 6'11".
Jack Ramsey said getting up, he never sits in the seat. They should sell that one for some extra money. Same with Cotton. They're both out on the knees watching.
Jack wears out a towel game. Puts a right knee on a towel every game.
And Calvin with a little trouble handling the ball. Throws it out of bounds. There's Jack wearing out the towel. Cotton down the other end doing likewise.
He just got a new contract, Rick. You're probably aware of that. Dr. Jack Ramsey, a new contract with the Trailblazers.
Yeah, 3 more years. Nice pass inside again, fronting Reggie King. They were going to call goaltending, but the basket went in anyway, so both teams getting burned with fronting situations here early in the contest.
Go! No timeout!
So Reggie King took it right in. Very strong player underneath. Going to the right side, went right in, leaned in, and Thompson went up, tapped the ball, but it went off the glass before the ball dropped through.
There's no timeout. We're back to live action again. Kelvin Ramsey bringing it up for Portland. 2 men go to Ramsey, leaves Washington wide open.
Like a quarterback sneak, he faked the handoff, turned him in a wide open lane to go right down the middle.
Well, when you start popping in those jump shots, the defense all of a sudden pays more attention to you, and that's what will happen. Mistakes by the defense. Lacey again. Looking inside the King. He's got Washington fronted. Misses the shot. Kermit with about his 5th rebound already in this game. Nice move by Ramsey. He loses Grunfeld. Washington on the boards.
That's incredible. He got the rebound at both ends. And he also intimidated on the play when Reggie King missed a shot with the left hand.
And Portland running out here. It's 15-8 right now over Kansas City. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Look how high out they've got the offense for Kansas City. They pushed it way out on the floor, Rod.
They're forcing them wide, and that's the way you got to do it. Portland, like Kansas City, will play good team defense. They help each other.
Birdsong. Tough shot. Well, Washington almost tipped that one in. And here's Ramsey again. He's got Thompson on the left.
Take a timeout on that one. You got to stop this momentum, and Cotton Fitzsimmons doesn't want to let Portland go any further up. Beautiful feed. And Thompson paced himself well coming in from the left side, took the feed and got the easy layup. And Portland is off to a great start. And we have 5:45 left in the first quarter. Timeout. Portland 17, Kansas City 8.
The NBA on CBS. Today's playoff game is sponsored by Light Beer. Everything you always wanted in a beer and less. The compact copier with big copier features, the Canon NP200. And by Holiday Inn, who welcomes you to its people-pleasing hotels.
You know, one of the best things about coming to America was that I got to try American beers, and I tried them all. The one I like best, Light Beer from Miller. It's got a third less calories than the regular beer. It's less filling, and it really tastes great. That's why I tell my friends from Mexico, when you come to America, drink light beer, but don't drink the water.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
When I shoot a great champion like Ben Crenshaw, history can happen at any time. And that's why I stay ready all the time with my Canon AE-1. The zoom lens puts me right where the action is. So if Ben gets that one miracle shot, I get it too. Ben, you try the zoom. Sure. Even with the zoom, the Canon AE-1 is as easy as focus and click.
The incomparable Canon AE-1, so advanced, it's simple.
We want to make you smile.
Mr. Simmons called and said see you at 4:30 about the contract.
Good thing it's right across the street.
We're gonna make you smile.
Holiday Inn hotels are near where you need to be.
Right on time.
And that can be important.
You got it.
Is my smile that big? Come to Holiday Inn where your smile says you're number one and people pleasing.
Back here at Portland with the Portland Trailblazers running out to a 17-8 lead here in the first quarter.
Portland's hit 8 of 11 shots in the first period here, Rick. And they also have out-rebounded Kansas City 7-5, and Kermit Washington has 5 of the 7 rebounds.
He's been a real force on that defensive boards. Fast break situation, 7 opportunities for Portland, only 1 for Kansas City. We told you that's the way it's going to be at the start of the game, and Kansas City's got to slow down that Portland break if they expect to win this basketball game. Now they're a little closer in this time. Birdsong on the drive. Great move.
They isolated him on the right-hand side. They set 3 men low to the left. There's Phil Ford. Great little guard for Kansas City. Played his college ball at North Carolina.
Bates one-on-one. Nice steal by Grunfeld. Birdsong with Michael Thompson. That's with the rebound.
That's super defense. Thompson did not go for the faker or a foul.
And a great drive by Kelvin Ramsey. 19-10 Portland. 5:05 to go.
One thing that Kansas City should do, if they're forced out again offensively, they should run backdoor plays, open it up, cut without the ball, and that'll make Portland drop back in defensively.
Well, that move that time was a good move by Otis Birdsong. Good weak side defense, though.
They will help continually, both clubs. We've mentioned before. Now here's a good aerial view of the floor, and going in, Birdsong isolated left, dropped in, and then the Portland team came back in and helped out on the play, and a foul was charged to Billy Ray Bates, his second.
Well, see, he made a mistake there by reaching in. When the man has gotten by him, he's got to let the man go, because Calvin Knight had come over, as you saw in the picture, on the weak side to really help out. Mike Gale, former San Antonio Spur, who arrived here in December in the Jim Brewer trade.
Ron Brewer.
Ron Brewer, yes.
6'4" guard,
of course, is playing at Los Angeles. Ramsey, good penetration. Last touch by Kansas City, they say.
I was talking to Ernie Grunfeld for the game. He says, we'll battle him. We'll take him all the way. We're not going to quit.
Well, Ernie's that type of a player, and as you said, he doesn't have the quickness of a lot of other people, but he makes up for it in intelligence. Lob pass to Washington.
Getting a little physical in there. Reggie King bumping with Washington. They're going to get a foul to King.
Scott Wedman, I believe, is the foul.
You're right.
That's the 4th team foul, so the penalty situation will be in effect the next time. 4 team fouls on both clubs right now. This game will get more and more physical as it goes along, because vacation time coming up for someone.
So Reggie's only 6'6", playing at a forward, but he's like a power forward, very strong.
Ramsey from a long way. Well, I'll tell you, when he missed those 13 shots, he got all the bad ones out, didn't he?
I think he's the key. He's got to be for Portland. He's got to run the show and at the same time score points and defend against Grunfeld.
Again, Kansas City being forced to the perimeter game. Birdsong with a good move to the baseline.
Leaping and leaning. That's a tough shot. And he got Billy Ray Bates out of position defensively.
That's 8 points for Birdsong already here in the first quarter. Mike Gale. Look at Grunfeld dropping off on Thompson, letting Gale go all by himself out there. Nice dish off the net.
Very bad shot. Off balance, he had no chance.
Sam Lacey hit in the face. You see him holding on there coming up the court. That's Grunfeld.
All the players trying to help the referees with this.
Yeah, everybody's giving a hand here. Jake O'Donnell saying, just hold on here. I've got something. And he's giving it back to Kansas City. Here comes Wedman around the screen. Lacey in the middle. Scott Wedman. Scott Wedman finally getting himself on track.
When that ball goes inside, Rick, to Lacey, you'll notice all 4 men will cut because Lacey is such a great passer. They know they'll get it back if they're open. And Wedman drifted right out top and got the pass.
Kansas City has cut it to a 5-point difference right now. Thompson inside. Lacey with the good defense. Washington sneaks up on Birdsong but knocks it out of bounds.
Now there was a play where all he had to do was just flip that ball easily and he could have picked it up. But he swatted it and it went the whole length of the court and no one was there to pick it up, so Kansas City will get the ball right back.
Jack Ramsey, we talked about that new contract for 3 years with a 2-year option. This man's gotten this team into the playoffs all 5 seasons, 5 consecutive seasons. Only 2 other teams have done that. Bobby Gross, the only man left from that championship team on the active roster. The other man, Dave Twardzik, who has not played all season long.
Bobby's a very intelligent, smart player. Never hurts his club. Always gives him a lift when he comes in.
Bobby in for Calvin Nat. Wedman behind the Lacey screen. Washington again on the defensive boards. Gale, Ramsey. He's not even hitting the rim, Rod.
Unbelievable, and he feels it.
That's 9 points for Kelvin Ramsey.
That really wasn't a good percentage shot. As soon as he cut the pass, he just raised up, got top of the key. But he's hot. The ball went in, and you got to go with it.
Portland by 7. There's Wedman. King with the save. Gross. Here's the man again, Ramsey. Thompson been kept in check in this game. Tough shot. Birdsong with the rebound. Kansas City trying to get into this running game. I don't think Cotton Fitzsimmons wants that, but Grunfeld scores. That's Grunfeld's 6th point in this game. Jack Ramsey doesn't like the way things are going, so he calls for a timeout with 2:12 to go in the first quarter. The Blazers' lead has been cut to 5, 23-18. Kansas City trying to get things back their way. They want to win this game as bad as the Blazers do, and they're not about to be denied.
We're Exxon. We're Bill Welch, whose people are finding new ways to discover and produce oil and gas. We're Tony Wong, testing the effect of Arctic ice on offshore oil operations. We're Tony Brown, making computer maps of promising oil areas. We're Lyle Finn, developing a new concept in offshore oil platforms for deep waters. We're Bob Brovey, using satellite photographs to spot new areas which may yield energy. We're more than 100,000 people working on energy. We're Exxon.
Vitalis says it's true. A man has to keep himself under control.
I've just been transferred from Hawaii to Alaska, but I'm under control.
He lost the Ferguson account, the Jones account, and his wife ran away with his partner.
But I'm under control.
For every type and style of hair, Vitalis has a product specially designed to give you a terrific natural look you can keep under control all day.
4,000 feet, 3,000 feet, 2,000 feet.
But I'm under control.
Who says it's true? Vitalis says it's true.
The Cavalry Scout. His job was to lead, to know the territory, to bring protection to people and property. That's why the Cavalry Scout is the symbol of the independent agents who sell Kemper Insurance. They're people you can count on to provide quality Kemper protection for your home, auto, life, or business. Look us up in the Yellow Pages. Once you compare Kemper, you'll ride with us.
He wants to hire you?
Will Ann and Nick land a $500,000 account?
A
full hour, 1 day at a time, tonight.
We're back with Portland holding that 5-point lead. And we talk about trying to get inside a team's defense, Rod. I've always kept the statistic all season long inside the 12-foot area, getting in that other team's defense. Early in the game, Portland was ahead on baskets scored inside that 12-foot area 6-3. But since Kansas City started to make a run, they've come up with 3 more baskets, so it's only a 7-6 differential. And the game kind of swings on that statistic. It's one of the ones that tells the flow of the game.
Also, the points have been coming from the guards in this game. 13 by Portland's guards, 14 points by Kansas City. But I think as the game gets older, they'll start going inside more. People like Wedman will become more prominent.
Kevin Kuhnert in the game now. Ramsey again. Reggie King with the rebound for Kansas City. Merriweather, Josie Merriweather, the hero of game number 1. John Lambert also in the game for Kansas City.
Josie almost hero of game number 2.
That's right. He made a block, but the foul was called. Merriweather can't handle it. It'll be Portland ball. Birdsong, I'm sure, is going to see a lot of minutes here this afternoon. Gross looking inside to Kuhnert, coming off a knee injury. Nice left-handed move.
When he turned that right shoulder in, and it was extended to left guard. He's very tough and low. Got good moves to the basket with either his right or left hand.
Blazers back up by 7. Grunfeld down the middle again. Ernie Grunfeld having a great game. That's 8 points for Grunfeld. He's had good penetration here all afternoon. Cuts it back to a 5-point difference. Ramsey, good screen by Kuhnert. Mismatch inside. He's looking inside to Cooner. Good help by Grunfeld from the weak side, and nice defense by Reggie King and the Kings this time. Merriweather was open down the court, but Birdsong didn't see him, so Grunfeld pulls it out, sets up the offense again.
He's hit 4 out of 5 shots here already. Here's another one up.
Tough turnaround. They say it was last touched by Kansas City. Portland ball. You can see that Cooner's affected by that knee. He really doesn't have the mobility that he should have out there, but he's a gutsy performer, and he's out there giving it his best. Bobby Gross.
That's a move. Smart play. He put it up high on the glass because Merriweather was coming over, and he saw him coming to make the block, and he put it up high and got the field goal. Bobby Gross for the bucket.
Crowd trying to get this Portland team to move way out ahead. They want to see this series continue. Down 10 seconds to go. A little bit too soon on the shot that time. It was tipped back in for Kansas City. Here's Gross. 4-3. Three-pointer. Got it. Good. No, he said he was on the line. Only a 2-point shot for Bobby Gross. 7-point lead.
Reggie King got the tip in at the other end, and then Gross came right back. Beautiful play. Here's the shot. You can see the circle. He raises, came down. He lost his feet as he came back down, but the ball dropped right through with 1 second remaining, and the quarter is over. Portland leading 29-22.
Ed's been working overtime, practicing his serve. He needs a deodorant that works overtime.
My boss is working overtime on a big presentation. He needs the deodorant that works overtime.
Only Old Spice Stick Deodorant gives you both 24-hour protection from odor, plus that famous Old Spice scent.
My son's been working overtime practicing his saves.
Good thing my Old Spice Stick works overtime, too.
Old Spice Stick, the deodorant that works overtime.
I can tell a real cowboy from the drugstore kind, clean across Texas. The way he wears his hat will tell you. And the beer that you drink's a surefire giveaway, too. A lot of us drink light beer from Miller. We love the taste, but we surely appreciate that it's got a third less calories than the regular kind. You see, you don't want to be filled up when you're out there punching doggies. Ain't that right, cowboy?
I didn't punch that doggy.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Jim Jones of the Los Angeles Lakers is a Special Olympics coach, and it's really paying off.
Okay, now what happens if I guard you right here? Where you going to go? Okay, good. Good. Yeah, good drive. You're killing them, baby.
The NBA supports Special Olympics. How about you? Write Special Olympics, Washington, D.C.
Come here, man. That was all right. That was all right.
The
baby.
preceding was furnished as a public service by the National Basketball Association.
Let's take a look at that last shot by Bobby Gross, Rod.
Bobby comes up. You see the circle. Now watch his right foot. He comes to a stop, but being right-handed, all right-hand shooters will extend that right foot, and he put it right over the line, and the referees were right on it, Rick. It was a good call. Only a two-pointer, not a three-point field goal. That hit with 1 second left in the quarter. Now Portland leads here by 7.
And one thing, at this Portland ball club was one of the hottest teams at the end of the season. They're carrying it over into playoff. And we should mention that Jim Paxson, their leading scorer, fine second-year pro, is out with an injury to his big toe, and that really has affected them, but yet they're still playing good basketball. They were 16-6 to finish the season, and that's what coaches like. Be hot at the end of the year when you're going into playoffs. Mike Gale, and a good pass from Bobby Gross.
Little Lloyd Walton in the lineup. He's out of Marquette, the 6-foot guard. He's got the ball at this moment for Kansas City. They were hoping that he would be the type of still forward type player.
They got Merriweather in the center position. There's Birdsong with the ball. Walton in the backcourt. Webbins in the game along with Reggie King. Nice hook shot by Merriweather over Cooner. It's Billy Ray Bates, Mike Gale, Bobby Gross, Kermit Washington, and Kevin Cooner for Portland. Bates on Birdsong. Great drive.
He is so strong. He just parted the players as he made that move left to right. With an open door. He is favoring his knee, by the way, too. Billy Ray Bates.
Wide Walton, good defense by Portland. Mike Gale. All of a sudden, it's a 35-24 game. 10:50 to go here in the second quarter. Portland's on the move. Lloyd Walton. Kansas City's got to get something going here, Rod, quickly.
They've isolated Birdsong, now down the middle to King.
Nice move by Birdsong. He drew traffic to him and found the open man King in the middle. Kansas City comes back.
Last time he got the shot off that play, Birdsong did. They ran a 3-man pick left.
And Bobby Gross shuffles his feet that time. Traveling call. It'll be Kansas City ball.
So earlier today, Boston beat Chicago 121-109, and Philadelphia topped Milwaukee 125-122 in the first game of both series.
Birdsong to the baseline. Wedman wide open. And Washington again on the defensive boards, and he has been a force on the defensive boards for the Blazers. You see second quarter score there. L.A. a close game with Houston. Houston being a big surprise against the Lakers, giving them all kinds of trouble, upsetting them in that first game at the Forum. Lakers came back to win the second. Mike Gale, way short. Walton coming out. Kansas City looking for the break. Walton should have shot that ball, Rod.
Bad pass. He had Merriweather had already finished his cut to the basket, had stopped. Walton got hung up, and he should have gone right in and laid the ball up. Threw a bad pass behind Merriweather. That's where they missed Phil Ford, who was so great at penetrating. I know he went the dish off, and Cotton Fitzsimmons having a word with little Lloyd Walton.
9:52 to go here in the second quarter. The Portland Trail Blazers have moved out to a 9-point lead over the Kansas City Kings.
My Head and Shoulders didn't have it, so I switched to Denorex.
My Selsun Blue didn't have it, so I switched to Denorex.
Only Denorex has it, an extra relief medicine to fight dandruff itch. You can feel it tingle. All three have one medicine for dandruff itch, but only Denorex adds a second medicine, an exclusive anti-itch medicine many dermatologists recommend.
The tingle tells me it's working. That's why I switched.
Denorex stops dandruff itch with an extra relief medicine, regular or Mountain Fresh Herbal.
Now, more than ever, the world belongs to an American car. Lynx from Lincoln Mercury. Lynx gives you more than exceptional fuel efficiency. Lynx gives you front-wheel drive. Lynx. Now, more than ever, the world belongs to Lincoln Mercury.
I have a headache right here, and it's like a tightness.
Will you try extra strength Tylenol? You can't buy a more potent pain reliever without a prescription.
You got to prove it to me.
Look at the difference in the amount of medicine in the leading pain relievers.
Extra strength Tylenol does have more pain reliever. I would want to take extra strength Tylenol.
Where's the headache?
My headache is gone somewhere. I don't know where. Extra strength Tylenol proved it. It worked.
Extra strength Tylenol, aspirin free, and you can't buy a more potent pain reliever without a prescription.
Next week on CBS Sports Saturday, it's great heavyweight boxing when undefeated Greg Page battles tough Marty Monroe. Be ringside next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports.
And that should be some fight, Rod. Greg Page, of course, undefeated, and Marty Monroe is he's only lost one and had one tie.
One tie is right. That'll be next Saturday live at 3 o'clock Eastern Time on CBS Sports.
Look at this incredible statistic here. 9 for 12 on inside opportunities for Portland. Of course, a lot has to do with their fast break. They've gotten down that floor in a hurry. It's been 9 opportunities on the break. They've scored 12 points, so that's 6 out of 9 times down on the fast break. They put it in the basket.
Here in the quarter, in only 2 minutes and 8 seconds, they've hit on 3 out of 4, Portland. And Kansas City's 2 for 3 from the field.
Tried a very difficult lob pass to Bates. Was well defended by Kansas City that time. Had no chance. Here's Grunfeld on the penetration. He crashes right into Bobby Gross, and it's a charge.
They got him. Grunfeld is so strong and so big, he had trouble trying to weave away from the defenders.
John
Lost
Lambert
his
in the
control.
game.
Here's Grunfeld, number 20 for Kansas City. Out of University of Tennessee, Grunfeld to the hoop, and right there, Gross moved in.
He sure did move
may
in.
have been moving illegally.
That was a block on Bobby Gross, so it's a tough call against Kansas City as Lambert in for Scott Wedman.
They're not going to get it back.
Good cut by Gross. Lambert just grabbed him for a minute there. I didn't think that they were going to call the foul.
One thing, Lambert is a good shooter outside. 6'10", Lambert grabbing right there, holding. Come on back here, boy. You're not going for that basket.
That's one way to stop the guy.
He had a game earlier in the year. Lambert came off the bench and popped 10 in one quarter, and he's very vital. If you leave him open around 10, 12 feet, he can face the basket and hit a jump shot.
Plus, he'll work hard on the boards for you. Billy Ray Bates with about 20.
He's hit 4 out of 5 from the field in the game.
Well, the outside shooting for Portland has been so good. Kansas City, meanwhile, has had a lot of difficulty from the outside. They were only 1 for 9 at one point. Can't expect to win from the outside, unless, of course, they're going in for you that day. That doesn't happen all that often. Grunfeld inside, bad shot.
Bates had him covered perfectly on the defense. Real good job.
Mike Gale. Billy Ray at the right place at the right time. That's no good either. Kermit Washington again. And Kermit Washington puts it in, and you can't give a team 3 chances.
They got it. That's hustle off that offensive board. Gale is not a real good shooter, and he's missed a couple open ones, but the Portland team stayed right on the board and got it back.
That's 6 points for Washington, biggest lead of the game. 13 points right now for the Blazers. Billy Ray from Washington, 15 points.
Birdsong gave up his pursuit as Bates looked back over his shoulder, and the Portland fans love it. Scott Fitzsimmons and the Kansas City Kings are going to take a timeout.
10 points for Billy Ray.
Bates has been doing a job with Ramsey. Got way out in front. Birdsong, number 10 in blue, is chasing. Field is back off, and Billy Ray takes it to the basket and slams it down, and we got a timeout with 8:11 left in the first half. Portland 41, Kansas City 26.
I get all kinds in here. Some like it straight, some with a twist. But they all want a great disposable razor. If they like it straight, it's Gillette's Good News razor, the Twin Blade Classic. If they like it with a twist, it's Gillette's Swivel Razor, twin blades plus a moving head that hugs your face. Both shave better than any single blade disposable.
Good news or swivel. Gillette puts 2 great shaves at your disposal.
So what'll it be? Straight or with a twist?
Outside, the sea throws you an angry coming home party. But below, there's comfort. Introducing new Royal Comfort Pipe Tobacco. Now you can take comfort in knowing there's a good-tasting aromatic pipe tobacco specially blended to smoke cool, to always satisfy. Pipe after pipe after pipe. New Royal Comfort. If it's a cool smoke you seek, take comfort.
What's behind Super Selling Days on our GMCs? An oversupply of trucks with a heavy-duty name. So it's Super Selling Days at your GMC dealer. And he can offer deals on his economical Super Saver pickups, his GMC Jimmies, and rally vans. There are lots of good deals on trucks these days. The difference in our deal is in our name. At GMC, trucks are what we're all about.
Monday, Private Benjamin is driving the Army crazy.
Who's there? It's a cashmere sweater.
Fall in for laughs when Private Benjamin premieres Monday night.
Cotton Fitzsimmons looking on, and he had to have a long talk with his team, Rod. The way things are going, the outside shooting, the defensive boards controlled by Portland, a little carelessness with the basketball. They're playing right into Portland's hands, as you can see, 15-point lead.
And the guards, now Grunfeld has 8, Birdsong 8. They've got 16 of the 26. Wedman, who has scored 56 in the first 2 games, has only 2 points. They have got to go inside with the ball and not try to beat them outside.
Leon Douglas, who was picked up from Detroit, they had to give up a first-round draft choice and $100,000 for Leon, has entered the ball game, probably trying to maybe get some more rebounding and some more strength. They got a big front line in there right now.
Lambert will go to the line. I believe we got a zone.
Yes, we have the famous
old
illegal zone.
Why not? If you get away with it. But
I can't believe that Lambert shooting the technical instead of Otis.
That's why.
Well, he made it. That's fine. As long as he makes it, it's okay.
He had nothing but the net.
Portland still has the same 5 players. Gale in the backcourt with Billy Ray Bates, Gross, Kermit Washington, Kevin Cooner. Now let's see if they can get the ball inside as Grunfeld looks for Birdsong. He's by Gross. He reaches out, grabs, and picks up the foul. That's the second team foul right now. Only the first team foul on the Blazers. Only 1 on the Kings. First foul on Bobby.
Again, they ran that double screen down low. They were trying to free Lambert. Birdsong is the outlet on the right side, and he just made a simple drive and got the foul.
And good Portland defense. They look inside. There's never anyone to throw it to. Now Lacey's got it inside.
He had that old left arm out there, Big Sam, too, but he got away with it. Cooner will be called for the foul. They watch Lacey make his move. Cooner, the 7-footer. Lacey, watch that left arm come out here. Right there, boom. That could have been an offensive foul, but he called it the other way.
So a break for Kansas City, and they certainly could use one at this stage. Trailing by 14 with 7:38 to go. Portland really came out, ran off 14-4, starting with the end Bobby Gross's basket of the first quarter and the beginning here of the second to take command of this game. Lacey hits the first free throw.
33 years young last Saturday. The old man of Kansas City. Big Sam.
Sam leads the second on the team in assists next to Phil Ford, who is out. And he really helps to get this team going, but they haven't been able to generate an inside game at all, and that's one of the reasons why they're behind right now by 12 points. Portland looks to set up. Bobby Gross out high. He's got the whole left side open. He takes Lambert. Can't get it to drop. That's Douglas with the rebound.
One thing, I don't see Scott Wedman on the Kansas City bench. I wonder why he's not in the ballgame. He's perhaps hurt.
And again, the carelessness with the basketball on the part of the Kings. They just throw that one almost out of the building. And that's right, we'll have to have somebody go check the locker room and see what the problem is with Scott Wedman, because he has disappeared on us.
I was wondering why isn't he in the ballgame, and all of a sudden I looked over looking for him, and he's not on the bench. Boy, they are really in trouble if they lose Wedman.
Kelvin Ramsey back into the ballgame. Gale to the bench. She's wide open. Look at that defense. There isn't any that time by Kansas City. Sam gets over there, bothers him at the last moment. Douglas with the rebound.
Still should have made that shot. Sam would not have blocked it, but he intimidated him just enough.
Lacey out high. There's Lambert again from the outside. Washington controls the defensive boards. They're all his today. There goes Bates with a good fake to Lambert. He's got 2 more. 12 points for Billy Ray.
Had a 3-on-1. He just rolled right by Big John Lambert.
Jack Ramsey probably wishes that it was playoff time all year long, because when the playoffs come along, Billy Ray Bates becomes another ball player. Sam inside. Good defense. Look at all of the white jerseys around Sam. He tries to force it up. It's no good. They call a kick, and it's going to be Kansas City ball. Let's look at Billy Ray in that last one, Rod.
Billy Ray Bates, number 12. Boy, is he strong. 6'4" guard. Built like a football player. Gave a good head and shoulder fake right. Went by Lambert, who's a little slow at 6'10". Got the field goal. He is the leading scorer in the history of playoffs for Portland. Averaging about
25.2. He averaged during the regular season 13.8. So he's doubled his output. I mean, that's pretty good performance when you're coming down to what they call so many people pressure time. Bates with the good defense, but he's going to get the foul against King. Goes over the back. He held him on the side, is what they say.
He was gone again for Kentucky State. 51 is Reggie King trying to cut out Bates right there, holding him, shoving, knocking the ball away, but he got him with the arm.
But look at that good defense. Look at the white jerseys. He went to go for the steal, but look at all the Portland jerseys inside. They get that inside position. That's why they're controlling the defensive boards.
So Jack Ramsey will have a word with Mr. Bates and take him out for a little rest. Mike Gale and Kelvin Ramsey will be at the guards.
And one of the reasons, too, they control the boards is Kansas City was next to last in the league during the regular season in offensive rebounding. So Portland's just dominating in there, and it's something that Kansas City's had problems with all season long.
Birdsong hit that one, and Mike Gale never put a hand up. You've got to put a hand up for Birdsong. He's just a great shooter.
His first 2 points of the second quarter, that's 10 for Birdsong so far. Inside to Michael Thompson, who hasn't even been heard from in this game. There's Ramsey, no good. Leon Douglas again. He's done a good job on the board since he's come in.
Not much left for Thompson the way Portland's been going. They don't need his offense.
Lacey inside. Douglas. Nice defense by Washington. Look at the hustle on Ramsey. Grunfeld, too, is on the floor. Birdsong takes it back. He gets hit.
That'll count. It's going. Beautiful.
Otis Birdsong, 3 times in a row. All-star performer. One of the great players in the league. No question about that. He's cut it to a 10-point lead with 5:45 to go. 14 fouls now against the Blazers, and the second on Bobby Gross. Only 1 team foul on the Kings. Let's watch him.
That's unbelievable. Grunfeld made a great save. Dove on the floor and saved the ball to Birdsong. Now watch the one-on-one move. He'll fake left, go right. I'll make this hanging shot over Gross. That is a tough one. Without the glass, dropped it right through.
Missed the free throw. Michael Thompson on the rebound. Here comes Portland. It's Mike Gale back into the game. Bad shot.
Not a good shooter at all. He's had some open ones.
Here comes Birdsong. You better pull it up. He's got... So he didn't pick his foot up. There's Grunfeld. Grunfeld hits, and all of a sudden it's an 8-point game.
Watch this move. There's Birdsong down the right side. He'll come right top of the lane and stop. Oop, and right up on a little tippy toe on the right foot.
Back to live action. Kermit Washington in strong. Nice pass to Thompson. A little bit low. He couldn't handle it.
But he got fouled there, Rick. So he'll be going to the basket. Going to the free throw line. He was going up. Boy, he has really been quiet in this ballgame. Thompson with only 4 points, and he had 40 in game 2.
And Calvin Nat back into the game. Bobby Gross going to the bench. Calvin Nat, of course, coming in that big trade from Maurice Lucas with New Jersey last season. And this young man, they really expect a lot from him. They still don't think that he's played fully up to his potential. Michael Thompson, who has 4 points only this game. Now, Scott Webman's back. The report was that he had split his lip and had a bloody nose, so he was in getting that taken care of. But he's not going to miss this game. Could very well be the last one for them. That's not what they want. Thompson again misses the free throw, and he may have been thinking about what happened there at the end of regulation in game number 2 when he was only able to make 1 of 3 and had a chance to win the game in regulation.
Kansas City still got to keep going to that basket. They got Portland with 14 fouls with less than 5 minutes left and a half.
They leave Sam alone. Sam responds. Now we've got a 6-point game, and from nowhere come the Kansas City Kings. 4:45 to go here in the second quarter. These teams have battled all year long, regular season and playoffs, and you can see why. One team gets way ahead, and they come right back. Kansas City's run off 8 straight points. And all of a sudden, we've got a new ball game, Rod.
Going to be tough. These clubs are too evenly matched for one team to get way out in front.
Ramsey, look at the defense by Lacey. Switches out on the guard, makes a good play. Nice hustle by Sam. He's really been playing inspired basketball in the playoffs.
Sam just saved himself from going over in the crowd. He would have wiped out about 3 rows. That's a tough move for him to make, too. For a big man to come out like that and knock that ball down on the little man and then go after it. Almost saved it at midcourt.
Washington. Calvin Nat looked like a 3-point try. They only give it 2. Again, he was just on the line.
That's one of those shots where Coach Ramsey jumps up and says, no, Calvin, no. When it went in, he said, atta baby.
Sam Lacey. Sam. A little flat, but the result was good. The result was good.
Threw a frozen rope right through. Nice hook shot.
Again, back to a 6-point game. Reggie King knocks it out. It'll be Portland ball. Portland hasn't been able to get that running game going. Kansas City's done a good job of getting them to slow the ball down, and they've gotten right back into Kansas City's tempo, Rod.
What they got to do, too, is they can keep off of Mike Gale. Drop back in, or Grenfell can help, and let Gale take that outside shot. You see Ernie dropping him right here.
That's right. That's why they're keeping away from Thompson. There's the lob pass he had inside. King comes over to help on the weak side, but too late.
Nice shot, too. He had his back turned to the basket, and he got the ball, and he had it flipped it right over his shoulder. Made a beautiful shot out of it. We'll take another look. You see Grunfeld, number 20 here. He'll drop back in. And Gale did not even look at the basket. Then Ramsey threaded the needle. Perfect feed. Thompson went up, backdoored the shot, got the field goal. And he was fouled on the play by
Reggie King. And it was a smart play that time because they had a mismatch, and it was Birdsong who was on Thompson, and that's why they threw that lob pass inside. So they take advantage of the mismatch. They've got it now where Portland has got it back to an 8-point lead. 9-point lead.
I think that's the biggest play of the half so far. That cut Kansas City's momentum. Big play.
Kansas City, let's see if they can get it inside this time. They've gotten inside to Lacey on the last one, but basically their offense has been a perimeter one. This has caused problems for them. Sam again. Lacey, 3 straight baskets for Sam Lacey. And he's not supposed to be known for his offense, and he's keeping them in the ball game.
Big leap and lean and shot. That's a tough one off the glass. He's a workhorse.
Portland with the set offense. They'll bring that out high. Looking inside for Washington. Bad pass by Michael Thompson.
That was the right idea because he had Reggie King right where he wanted him, but if he had got the ball, he would have been able to go right up over him and power the shot up and in. So again, we got another timeout. 2 minutes and 59 seconds left in the first half of Game 3. Portland 48, Kansas City 41.
I'm Johnny Bench. This is Krylon Spray Paint, the other leading national brand. And here comes my fast pitch, so watch close. Krylon Special Formula goes on smooth, just like a professional finish. And just 12 minutes later, it's dry to the touch. No runs, no drips, no errors. The other brand's still tacky after 1 hour. Let's see it again. Krylon dry after 12 minutes. Other brand still tacky after 1 hour. Did you catch that? Krylon, for a smooth, fast professional finish.
We're not just a couple of animals who can only play football.
we can be civilized, too.
Tennis is sophisticated, but you still got to be fast on your feet. So we still drink light beer from Miller. It's got a third less calories than the regular beer, and it's less filling.
And it really tastes great.
Now that we've played singles, we're looking for a nice, friendly game of doubles.
Tennis, anyone?
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
You know, the way things are today, if you want more, you have to pay more. But when it comes to life insurance, Metropolitan has done something about that. You see, Metropolitan has come up with a terrific new policy called Whole Life Plus. It gives you more insurance without having to pay more. To find out about it, look for this booklet or ad in your Sunday newspaper April 5th. Giving you the most insurance for your money is one way Metropolitan really stands by you.
Monday, he's the butler, she's the career woman. Together, they're the Two of Us.
You're such a helpless wreck of a woman.
Hilarious comedy on the Two of Us, Monday.
It's 48-41 Portland. The man in the sweater, Jim Paxson, who's out with a toe injury. And Rod, you played against his father. How old are you?
Hey, I want to tell you one thing. I was a rookie that year. That's the best thing I can tell you. His daddy's name is Jim, too. Played at Dayton, same school that young Jim went to.
All right, we have a little trivia for you. You can think about this and we'll give it the answer later. What other father-son combinations have played in the NBA? There are 3 other ones. Think about that one for a while. Back to the action. Inside, they finally get a man scrum free. Scott Wedman on a good backdoor play.
And who made the pass? Big Sam Lacey. Beautiful feed right underneath.
Again, 6 points. 5-point lead right now. 48-43 Portland. Thompson on the good move. He fake king in the air. There's Washington on the boards. He's doing a job on both boards here this afternoon.
They're not blacking him out on that offensive end. That's where you've got to keep him away. Of course, Reggie is helping out on other people, and he has to leave Washington that time.
There's Nat on Wedman. Wedman, one of the better defenders in the league. Good inside position that time. Let's see who gets it. Okay, Sam says, no, you take it, Reggie. Reggie says, okay, Sam, you take it. You're working a little hard.
And that time, King did a beautiful job of blocking Washington away from the boards. Kansas City has made 9 out of 12 shots in this quarter.
Sam Lacey, again, the man who has helped get this team back there. He's got Wedman again underneath on a reverse move.
They're just rubbing him off on that baseline, and twice he's been open underneath left side.
Down to 3 points. 1:51 to go here in the second quarter. A 20-second timeout called by Jack Ramsey. Let's watch these 2 backdoor plays right now. Great plays by Kansas City.
You'll see Sam Lacey come high. Now watch Wedman coming off the screen from the left side. He'll cut underneath. There he is, wide open left side, and he came right back and got the same play for another basket. And, of course, Jack Ramsey wants to take a look at it. Here's Big Sam again with the ball. There's Wedman. He'll lay it right up and in.
Mike Gale that time did not switch off as he made the move. Gale actually screened off his own man on that play, didn't make the switch. Jack Ramsey wants to get things straightened out real quick because this game has done a 180-degree swing.
He says, hey, we got to help each other if we want to go to Phoenix. And they're going to have to stop that play, that's for sure.
Portland trying to reestablish that running game that they had going so well earlier in this ball game, and it's been a Kansas City-style game for the last 8 minutes as they fought back into this contest and narrowed that margin to 3 points. They've run off 16-5 to do that. Here's Ramsey. He's open. All of a sudden, Ramsey's gone cold.
You're not going to win continually shooting from the outside. In the early going, both teams were hitting from the guards outside. Now, you got to go back inside, play your game.
Good defense that time. Ramsey takes it all the way on Grunfeld. Lacey with the board. Reggie King's wide open. Birdsong didn't see him. Takes a tough shot and hits.
He knew what he was. Oh, they throw it away. As Calvin Knapp threw it inbound to Mike Gale. They lose it. Kansas City's going to get the ball. They're down by 1, and you got 1 minute and 7 seconds left in the half.
And a chance to take their first lead of the game. Let's watch this play.
Reggie was open momentarily, but after Birdsong made his move in, then he had to take the shot off balance, a hanging one-hander, and drilled it right through. Now here's your pass going out of bounds as Calvin Knapp threw it behind Mike Gale, who had started down court.
Sometimes you think that's a football out there that they're trying to catch. Kansas City, chance to take the lead here with 1 minute to go in the second quarter.
They were down by 15.
What a comeback by the Kansas City Kings. Lacey one-on-one clearance in the ball game now. They throw it into King. It's knocked out of bounds off Kermit Washington.
Well, that was a great feed by Sam. Really threaded the needle, and then Washington came right back and made a good defensive play against him.
Good play by Bobby Gross. Here come the Blazers. Ramsey holds it out, waits for everybody to come down. Bobby Gross comes back in. They got the offense set. Let's see if they try to go inside this time. They've been going in the outside, and they're not hitting the shots. Nice move inside to Gale. Good defense by Birdsong.
He turned around for the shot. It wasn't there, and he tried to jackknife it, pull it back. He had nothing left. Threw up an air ball. Now they're going to Kansas City's going to take a 20-second timeout. They want to talk things over. They got 26 seconds before the half, 16 on the shot clock.
Well, it was Rip City early, but hasn't been Rip City right now as far as the Portland Trailblazers are concerned. The Kansas City Kings have fought back in. And, Rod, that 20-second timeout, all of a sudden, all of the coaches in the league now are really starting to use that very judiciously. Before, they used to waste it. They never used it.
Yep, there's your L.A.-Houston score. So the teams will do that, Rick, and it'll stop the clock, and they get a chance to work it right down to the final second. I've seen coaches take that timeout with 3 seconds, 2 seconds left in a half, because it'll enable them to get the ball inbounds to get a shot away.
And they have a chance to take the lead, the Kings that is, with 26 seconds left, 18 on the shot clock. So Portland will get the ball back. Even if Kansas City scores, Portland has a chance to be able to get the lead back at the half. Let's see where they try to go. Grunfeld to Wedman.
See that double screen down low right. They want to go to Birdsong.
Got him isolated on the right against Mike Gale. Little pump fake. Reggie King works hard on the boards.
That's got to be Cooner coming over his back, I would think. There was a little delay on the call, but boy, he was riding.
Exactly what it was.
He was riding Reggie King all the way. And 6'6" Reggie King had the inside position, really working hard on that board.
And that's now the penalty situation against the Blazers. So Reggie King will go to the free throw line as John Lambert reports back in for Scott Wedman. And with 11 seconds to go after this, the Blazers will get the ball back, Rod, but the Kings only have 3 team fouls, so they have a foul to use as Billy Ray Bates comes back in for Mike Gale. If they will try to have Portland hold on to the ball, make them work hard, get it down to the last second or two, they can take a foul, not let Portland go to the foul line and only have a second or two to try to get a desperation shot off. That would be, I would think, the strategy defensively.
They could also pick up in the back court here, make them use up some time, bringing that ball across the court.
Exactly. Let's see what they do. Reggie King hits the first one, the second, and the Kings have the lead, 49-48.
They're in the press.
Doing exactly what you said. 6, 5. Billy Ray Bates from the corner. Kermit Washington again. 2. Gross at the buzzer. No good. The tip will be no good by Kevin Cooner. And what a comeback by the Kansas City Kings after trailing by 15 points earlier in this game. They have turned it around and have taken the lead at the half, 49-48, and this the third and deciding game of this mini-series. What a great effort, Rod, by the Kansas City King team.
I think that Lacey's passing was a key. And every time they went to pick Sam up high, he turned, he looked inside, he got the open man. Portland down by 1 to Kansas City.
We're Exxon. We're Jim Sessom, finding better ways to get electricity from sunlight. We're John Willis at a promising oil find in Alaska. We're Dr. John Sinfeld, whose work on new catalysts won him the National Medal of Science. We're Illinois coal miners providing fuel from Midwest power plants. We're Cindy Tate, helping bring a $350 million oil platform into production. We're more than 100,000 people working on energy. We're Exxon.
Working late again, Mr. Peabody?
Afraid so, Rose.
You, the genius who designed the Firestone 721 tire.
That's my problem. They want me to top it.
Top it? But isn't the 721 what they call a winner?
Oh, sure. It's got 7 around 2 wrapped by 1. There's 24 million on the road, you know.
And you're gonna top that, Mr. P?
Well,
The Firestone 721. It's one tough tire to top.
A little Old Spice has a lot of rewards. Old Spice is the clean, fresh, masculine scent so many women love. So even if you love only one woman, you'll love Old Spice, the man's scent so many women love.
In 1955, when we were starting out, a Volkswagen was already a good deal. Now, Volkswagen celebrates its silver anniversary with amazing deals on the Rabbit, Jetta, Dasher, Scirocco, Vanagon, all our Volkswagens at silver anniversary prices.
You guys ready to deal?
Silver anniversary Volkswagens, silver anniversary prices.
the Masters. In all the world, there are few events that can match this tournament for its tradition, drama, and excellence. The Masters, next weekend on CBS Sports.
That, of course, next weekend with CBS covering the prestigious Masters Golf Tournament. And with a preview of some of the past Masters championships, let's go now to Pat Summerall.
There have been a lot of words written about the dramatic finishes in the Masters Golf Tournament. Hi, I'm Pat Summerall at the Augusta National Golf Club in Augusta, Georgia. It's rather quiet here today, but it won't be in a few days when the 45th Masters gets underway. As I mentioned, there have been a lot of dramatic highlights, particularly in the finishes here at the Masters Golf Tournament, but none more than in 1975, when the drama really started to unfold at the 15th hole. My colleague Ben Wright was covering 15 that year, and he's there now to set the scene.
Behind me at the 16th green, my late British colleague Henry Longhurst was waiting, apparently interminably, as was Jack Nicklaus, for a long birdie putt. But meanwhile, here at the 15th green, Johnny Miller was to make a birdie from 4 feet to go 10 under par, and Tom Weiskopf had this putt down and across the slope from 18 feet to momentarily regain the lead at 12 under par.
Tremendous putt by Tom Weiskopf, and that is going to be evil music ringing in Nicklaus's ears as Tom Weiskopf grabs the lead once again outright at 12 under par. Over to the 16th.
There's Nicklaus. He's got a putt up the hill, 35 to 40 feet. He's been standing there for a long time while his playing partner played 3 tee shots, so to speak. Only about 100 yards from where Weiskopf held that putt, the way his head is facing at the moment. Now, up the hill. I think that's one of the greatest putts I've ever seen in my life. And there's back on the tee. Weiskopf has to take it this time, having dished it out on the hole before. I never saw such a putt in my life.
The 16th hole giveth, but it also taketh away. And that's how it was for Weiskopf, who made a horrible bogey here. Miller made a great birdie at the 17th hole, so they were tied up at 11 under par, one behind Nicklaus as they went to the 18th.
And with a preview of some of the past Masters championships, let's go now to Pat Summerall.
There have been a lot of words written about the dramatic finishes in the Masters Golf Tournament. Hi, I'm Pat Summerall at the Augusta National Golf Club in Augusta, Georgia. It's rather quiet here today, but it won't be in a few days when the 45th Masters gets underway. As I mentioned, there have been a lot of dramatic highlights, particularly in the finishes here at the Masters Golf Tournament, but none more than in 1975, when the drama really started to unfold at the 15th hole. My colleague Ben Wright was covering 15 that year, and he's there now to set the scene.
Behind me at the 16th green, my late British colleague Henry Longhurst was waiting, apparently interminably, as was Jack Nicklaus, for a long birdie putt. But meanwhile, here at the 15th green, Johnny Miller was to make a birdie from 4 feet to go 10 under par, and Tom Weiskopf had this putt down and across the slope from 18 feet to momentarily regain the lead at 12 under par.
Tremendous putt by Tom Weiskopf, and that is going to be evil music ringing in Nicklaus's ears as Tom Weiskopf grabs the lead once again outright at 12 under par. Over to the 16th.
There's Nicklaus. He's got a putt up the hill, 35 to 40 feet. He's been standing there for a long time while his playing partner played 3 tee shots, so to speak. Only about 100 200 yards from where Weiskopf held that putt, the way his head is facing at the moment. Now, up the hill. Did you ever see one like that? I think that's one of the greatest putts I've ever seen in my life. And there's back on the tee. Weiskopf has to take it this time, having dished it out on the hole before. I never saw such a putt in my life.
The 16th hole giveth, but it also taketh away. And that's how it was for Weiskopf, who made a horrible bogey here. Miller made a great birdie at the 17th hole, so they were tied up at 11 under par, one behind Nicklaus as they went to the 18th.
Nicklaus had already made a par 4 at 18. Weiskopf and Miller both reached the green and had birdie putts. Here's Vin Scully's commentary.
If either man rolls it in, he ties Nicklaus. If they both roll it in, we have a three-way tie. And if they both miss, Jack Nicklaus then will have been the first man in history to win 5 Masters. So it is that simple. And one birdie flew away. Tommy Weiskopf, 8 feet away from a tie. And so the heartbreak and the disappointment registered on Tom Weiskopf's face and on the lips of those who have cheered him for 4 days. And hail to the victor. Jack Nicklaus wins his 5th Masters green coat.
That was 1975. This is 1981. And who knows in a few days whose name is going to be up on top of that leaderboard. For Ben Wright, this is Pat Summerall, CBS Sports, Augusta, Georgia.
Here in Portland, it's the Kansas City Kings 49, the Portland Trail Blazers 48 at halftime. The NBA on CBS will continue after this word from your local station.
It's goodbye Jefferson's as Marla Gibb becomes a hotel's executive housekeeper and the manager's as bad as George. Checking In premieres Thursday.
Diana Ross, eat your heart out.
This is CBS.
I'm sure that most people have had idols of theirs during their life, and I was no exception. I idolized the ball player in the NBA and patterned my game after him, and today we're going to have him featured on today's Rebound Special.
Old Spice presents Rebound. Brought to you by Old Spice Stick Deodorant, the deodorant that works overtime.
A husky 6'5" forward, Elgin Baylor left Seattle University in 1958 and introduced the NBA to a sparkling assortment of fakes, refakes, and triple clutches. Baylor scored almost 25 points a game as a rookie, a dangerous shooter who attacked the boards like a wild man. In 1962, Elgin clocked more than 38 points per game, and his lifetime scoring average is the 3rd highest of all time. Baylor played a total of 14 seasons with the Lakers in both Minneapolis and Los Angeles. Named to a record number of 10 All-NBA teams, Baylor combined the strength of a center with the rubber-limbed quickness of a guard. He was an authentic triple threat, leading the Lakers 4 times in scoring, rebounding, and assists. Baylor thundered through a ball game, shedding defenders like a bear shakes off bad weather. In 1960, he stormed the Knicks for 71 points in a single ball game. Perhaps the greatest forward who ever played, Elgin Baylor's acrobatic antics always put a gasp into a ball game.
A little Old Spice has a lot of rewards. Old Spice is the clean, fresh, masculine scent so many women love. So even if you love only one woman, you'll love Old Spice, the man scent so many women love.
Kansas City leading the Portland Trailblazers 49-48 here in Portland at halftime in Game 3 with a right to go to Phoenix for the Western Conference second-round playoffs. With me, Jim Paxson, and along with Phil Ford, 2 players that are most prominent with these ball clubs but are out of this series. And Phil, what the extent of your injury? Just what happened?
Well, I had a blowout fracture of the orbital of my left eye, and I had to have an operation, and the doctors went in and fixed the fracture in my eye, and now I'm having some double vision problems. I'm about 90% right now, but every day it's getting better because it's healing, because I can feel it getting better every day.
Boy, what a comeback your ball club made. Sam Lacey making a beautiful feed into Wedman on a couple of backdoor plays. And I know that you have seen this play before. Let's take a look at it.
Yes, I think anyone that knows anything about professional basketball knows that Lace is probably one of the best passing centers in the league. And Scotty did a great job on the weak side of moving without the ball, and Sam got him the ball.
And I think that was a big reason why you got that comeback. How about the second half? What do you look for?
Well, I look for both teams to not make as many turnovers as they did in the first half, and I think it's going to be a great basketball to watch, and it's a great place to play here in Portland because the fans really get behind them.
And if you happen to win this game, will you be able to play against Phoenix?
If I keep improving each day the way I have in the past 2 weeks, I think I'm going to try.
All right, good luck to you, Phil.
Thank you.
All right, Jim, you hurt the big toe, and I know that's a painful injury. Darrell Griffith suffered the same thing in the last game of the year for the Utah Jazz and had to miss a game.
Well, it's been kind of disappointing after playing all year and then getting hurt with 3 games to go in the season. I tried to give it a go Wednesday night, and it gave out on me in the first 3 minutes of the game, and I guess it's a day-by-day thing, but it just won't support me right now to play the game of basketball.
How about Billy Ray Bates? He has taken your place. He's done a good job for your ball club. Here's a look at him taking a steal and going down for a layup. Watch his head and shoulder fake as he goes right by John Lambert.
Well, what Billy gives us is that he gets out on the break and fills the lanes, and he's able to get a lot of easy hoops. And that's when we got our big lead in the first half, and we stopped running, and then all of a sudden the Kings were back in the game. And I think we have to keep that stuff going for us to get the win here today.
Okay, Jim, good luck to you.
Okay, thank you, Hot Rod.
All right, we are at halftime. It's 49-48. The Kansas City Kings leading the Portland Trailblazers. Rod Hundley here. We'll be back and have the third quarter right after this message.
Sailing a tall ship is an old dream. But some men still dream it.
All that! Take your seats off! Put her to sleep! It's Miller time.
Miller time. Time to head in for the best tasting beer you can find.
When it's time to relax.
America's quality beer.
One beer stands clear.
Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, Miller's got the beer.
Imagine a car polish that puts acrylic protection on your car's acrylic paint. New acrylic kit. Acrylic on acrylic protection. Acrylic Kit, an exclusive formula that protects like only acrylic can. A tough, durable layer that shields your car's finish. Acrylic Kit, for the shine that protects. New Acrylic Kit. Acrylic on acrylic protection.
For me, beating a tough opponent is always rewarding. But for many Americans stricken with multiple sclerosis, beating their opponent would be so much more rewarding. MS is the mysterious, often disabling disease of the nervous system. Its attack is sudden and without warning. The cause and cure are unknown, but researchers are working hard to find one. Won't you please help fight multiple sclerosis? The ball's in our court.
The preceding message has been furnished as a public service by the National Basketball Association.
The NBA on CBS is sponsored by Lowenbrau. When it's time for the taste of a truly great beer, let it be Lowenbrau. Gillette, makers of Right Guard antiperspirants and deodorants, available in roll-on, stick, and convenient spray. And by Atari Video Game System.
At the conclusion of today's game and in each of our NBA telecasts during the playoffs, we'll be presenting and selecting the Miller High Life Most Valuable Player of the Game Award. And in conjunction with this award, Miller will present a check for $1,000 to the Special Olympics organization in the name of that player who was selected. Hot Rod and I will be voting for the MVP, and today's winner will be announced at the end of the telecast. And if we can't agree, we have to bring in Dave Fox, our producer, and we don't want to do that, do we?
We will agree.
Okay, hopefully we will agree. And Ryan, let's take a look at these statistics if there's anything interesting right there.
I think the free throws is most surprising. Kansas City is a notoriously bad free throw shooting team. They made 9 out of 10 in the first half, Rick, and the Portland team got only 5, made 2. Field goals were about even. Portland hitting 51%, Kansas City 52.5.
What do you think Portland's going to have to do to get their running game established again?
They're going to have to get Washington like they did, get that rebound for him and get it out to the little guy Ramsey, and he's the key. As I mentioned early in the game, they've got to go to him, let him lead that fast break.
Portland with the ball. Michael Thompson.
3 seconds.
3 seconds on Kermit Washington that time. So again, Portland picks up where they left off, making mistakes at the end of that second quarter, not executing their offense all that well. And let's see if Kansas City can continue where they left off.
What an unbelievable comeback. Down by 15, Scott Wedman hurt, and the locker room comes back, and they take the lead.
This is the way the other 2 games have been, so we may have a third overtime game. Sam Lacey, no good. Rebound tipped out by Reggie King. Sam's got it again. Birdsong on the penetration move. People don't understand, I don't think, Rod, how difficult it is to shoot a shot like that.
That's the toughest shot in basketball, and he extended that left leg on the last move before he exploded in the air, and just a great shot.
All of a sudden now it's Kansas City up by 3. Foul spotted by Jake O'Donnell underneath.
Let's go back and take a look at that shot by Birdsong a moment ago. Now, this is off balance, man all over him. Here's Thompson bumping him at 6'10", with Lacey there. Now Birdsong will go across the lane. Thompson will bump him here. They'll go in there, hang, put it up with the right hand, and drop it right through.
Back to live action. That last foul was on Sam Lacey, his third. Billy Ray Bates off balance, drifting to the right.
The living legend.
Billy Ray Bates, 14 points in this game. He had 12 at the half. Sam Lacey, the man responsible for bringing Kansas City back in this all-important third and deciding game of this mini-series. Phoenix Suns sitting back, waiting for the winner to start their series Tuesday night down in Phoenix. Birdsong, Reggie King wide open. That was a 24-second clock buzzer, but didn't go off.
3 on 2.
Kelvin Ramsey to Michael Thompson.
There's your fast break, Rick. I was talking about. They got to get it to Ramsey and keep them running.
And Birdsong is down because Michael Thompson crashed right into Birdsong. No foul was called. You see him getting up rather gingerly, shaking off the effects of that crash. 52-51. Portland back on top. Lacey with the sweeper. Never came close.
Too far out.
There comes Bates. This looks just like it was in the beginning of the ball game when Portland came out and got the running game going. Ramsey pulls it back out. Ramsey who had 9 points at the half. There's Bates again. Turnaround spin. Nothing but the bottom of the net. He's back on track.
They It created a mismatch. Lacey had to come out on him, but he's not as quick as Bates, and he raised up and hit the jumper.
And Grunfeld talking to official Jack Madden. They're asking what's going on down here. We keep getting knocked down. There's never a whistle. They have to keep playing. You have to play through situations like that. Inside, King. Washington tries to front, picks up the foul.
That's a pretty good foul because Reggie had daylight. If they had not called that foul, he'd have gone right into the hoop.
Barton run off 6 straight points to get themselves back into this ball game after Kansas City had run off 8.
There's a triple screen left for Birdsong.
From late in the second quarter, that was. There's Birdsong, one-on-one. Washington, Lacey battle for it. Thompson knocks it away. Birdsong's got it back. Good block by Washington, and here comes Billy Ray. Wedman knocks it away. Backcourt foul.
I don't think that was a good call. Looked like he got the ball. Ray doesn't like it. Wedman complaining literally to Jack Madden, who made the call.
Look at Cotton Fitzsimmons. He just shakes his head in disbelief.
Wedman went with the left hand, slapped it. It appeared to be clean, but apparently he hooked him on the play. Cotton says, no, Jack, no.
And Jack says, yes, Cotton, yes. In fact, look who's at the foul line.
So Billy Ray on the backcourt foul will get 2 free throws.
Billy Ray with 16 so far in the game. A chance to get it up to 18, increase the lead. He does to 4 right now.
Here's the play. Washington made an incredible block after Birdsong missed the shot. Birdsong turns, here's the block. Then the ball come out. Now watch play here. Wedman 15 reaches in right there, swatted it away, and they call a backcourt foul.
Well, I think Cotton had every reason to complain on that one. The free throw is made. It's a 5-point Blazer lead right now. Scott Wedman with a good play, but the foul was against Kansas City. Now they're trailing by 5 after having had a 3-point lead. Inside to King. He backs Washington down, pumps fakes and loses him. 3-point opportunity. Good move.
Well, he was very patient. That's what it took on that play. Had he had made it the move, and when he first got the ball, he would have been blocked, but he hung Washington out, got him into the air. When he came down, up he went. Here's Reggie, 6'6". Kermit right there defensively. Good head shoulder fake. Got him to commit himself. Then he went right up, softly banked it in. Beautiful play and a big one. 8:57 left in the third quarter. Portland leading Kansas City by 3.
There's Dan and Ellen Fields. He's editor of our local newspaper. He looks worried about his problem dandruff. I wish he'd ask me.
Mr. Owens, what shampoo should Dan use for his problem dandruff?
Ellen, how about Tegrin?
It works on itching and flaking?
In a national survey, 3 out of 4 dermatologists judge Tegrin's medication effective in fighting even problem dandruff.
Let's try it out.
Oh, how's Dan's problem dandruff?
Tegrin's terrific news, Mr. Owens.
Prove it to yourself. Tegrin works.
There is no country on earth where photography is more a way of life than Japan. And because they've been first with so many innovations, no camera company is more responsible for this than Pentax. First, where it means something to be first.
We asked Roger Staubach to find out how people spell relief.
How do you spell relief?
For heartburn, Roger, R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Relief from acid indigestion, R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Rolaids really does spell relief.
Like a sponge, Rolaids antacid medicine consumes 100% of the acid required to give millions 100% relief.
How do you spell relief?
I spell it R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
For millions of Americans, Rolaids spells 100% relief.
Monday, he's the butler, she's the career woman. Together, they're the Two of Us.
You're such a helpless wreck of a woman.
Hilarious comedy on the Two of Us, Monday.
And that's the situation with 8:57 to go here in the third quarter. And Rod, you can just see by looking at these inside baskets that we've talked about earlier in the game, how the game turned around. In the first quarter, it was Portland 9 for 12 inside. Second quarter, 8 for 9 for Kansas City to turn the game completely around. You've got to get inside the other team's defense if you expect to win in the NBA consistently.
And Portland here early in the third quarter hit their first 3 shots. They're 3 for 3 and 2 for 2 at the line. On the other hand, Kansas City's made only 2 of 7.
Washington with the missed free throw. Picks up that rebound. King.
These rebounds have really been even. They were 20-20 at the half.
And Cotton has said all along he just dies when they have to go to the free throw line. They're a very poor free throw shooting team, Kansas City. Inside to Nat, in the middle over Wedman. Scott with the rebound on the miss by Nat.
Well, both these teams are poor free throw shooting teams, about 70 to 71% right in there.
It's hard to believe because there's the pass inside to Reggie.
Well, he leaned in and he drew the foul. That could have been a little charge, but he's smart. Forced that contact.
Michael Thompson picks up the foul.
There's Ernie Grunfeld, 6'6". He can play at a forward or a guard. Of course, he's filling in for Phil Ford, who's out with the injury. He'll make the pass to the left side. Into Reggie. Watch him lean in here. Thompson there goes up, and he got him with a body.
Well, you saw that Kermit Washington again. We've seen so many players today, Rod, get burned on that fronting situation, but that time Michael Thompson came from all the way out at top of the key to come in to help out. Unfortunately, he did pick up the foul, and free throws are being made. It's now a 1-point Portland lead with 8:25 to go here in the third. Kelvin Ramsey, Billy Ray Bates. What a combination they are. They've got a lot of good years, don't they?
Oh, boy. And they're a perfect match. Bates the bigger guard, the shooter, and Ramsey runs the offense.
We're going to see these two young men for many years.
Billy Ray, he came out of the Continental League and had a great game here, one of the first he ever played.
Inside to Michael Thompson. He loses the ball off of his leg. It's going to be Kansas City ball. The crowd doesn't like it.
Neither does Coach Ramsey. Tell him about it, Jack.
Kansas City running their offense. Here's Sam Lacey. Controlling things for his Kansas City Kings. Good defense by Portland. Nice move by Reggie King. Even though Washington came over, he got it over his head.
They had a mismatch in there. You could hear Cotton Fitzsimmons yell, "Take him in, Scotty," but they went the other way to Reggie, and he got the bucket.
And Kansas City now has the lead.
I'll get Red. There you go left, Red.
Washington by King.
Let's go.
Wedman.
Cotton's talking up a storm over there.
There goes Sam. Sam the man is doing it, and Jack Ramsey wants a timeout right now. He does not like the way things are going. Another three-point lead, this time on the part of Kansas City. Let's watch that last move by Lacey.
A little heavy-footed, but he gets right through there. Watch old Sam. Finds the opening, takes it to the left side, waltzes his way right by Thompson, softly puts it on the glass. He's got the field goal, and the Blazers are down by 3 to the Kings.
North slope's clear and head wall's clear.
I guess it's Miller time. Last one down buys.
Right. I can taste that free beer now.
When it's time to relax.
What took you so long?
One beer stands clear. Miller beer. If you got the time. We got the beer.
Copier companies have been introducing small copiers with a very interesting claim.
It's just as good as a Xerox.
It's just as good as a Xerox. Then one day...
this compact copier is very versatile. It even copies on your own letterhead. It's inexpensive, but best of all...
I know, it's just as good as a Xerox.
It is a Xerox.
The Xerox 2600, the compact copier that really is just as good as a Xerox.
Nobody has to tell me to get on the stick. With the wide stick, I don't waste time or money. See, Speed Stick deodorant is so much wider than the other leading stick. Gives you effective protection in just a few strokes. And if you've been using an aerosol, look, you'd use up 2 3-ounce sprays and start a third before you'd use up 1 2.5-ounce Speed Stick. So get on the stick.
Makes sense.
Speed Stick deodorant, the wide stick.
$5 million.
Tonight,
He wants to hire you?
will Ann and Nick land a $500,000 account? A full hour, one day at a time, tonight.
There's the score down in Los Angeles. The Lakers trailing Houston in the third quarter with 10.5 to go, and it looks like Houston's controlling the game there, just like Kansas City's doing here.
Don't want to get in a running game with them, that's for sure.
It's the same thing here. Portland trying to get their running game back. Ramsey with a tough shot from way outside. Kermit Washington again on the boards.
Now, had he not picked it up, Ramsey was smart. He followed in, would have had it.
Calvin Nat, good fake. Sam Lacey again. He's doing everything for Kansas City.
The old-timers cooking.
Grunfeld knocked away by Ramsey. Back to Birdsong. There's Washington again. No break. 3-on-3 this time. Knocked away by Kansas City. Sam Lacey again in there. Billy Ray Bates gets it back. To Ramsey.
That's a smart move, Rick. When Bates made his move, Ramsey started moving too. He anticipated he was going to be blocked off, and he had already committed himself, so he moved to the open area and got the ball back.
After running off 8 points to get that lead, it's now been cut to 1. Portland finally scores a basket. Wedman with that. He's got Grunfeld wide open as Bates came over to help out. You can't leave Ernie open.
Spent some college team with him and Bernard King, who's now at Golden State.
Yeah, Bernard had some season, didn't he? What a comeback for him.
Great.
All those personal problems, he straightened them out. Nice to see that. Foul. Looks like it might be on Lacey.
Oh, Sam doesn't like it. He stomped a big foot down.
That's his 4th personal foul. That's the 3rd team foul on the Kings, 3 team fouls on the Blazers.
They got to go to Merriweather now. Take Sam out. That's a smart move.
Well, it also might hurt them. It'll be interesting to see how they respond because, as we pointed out, Sam has been the man who's been doing it on defense, on offense. He has really been a force out there this afternoon. Billy Ray Bates. Grunfeld falls down. Billy Ray says, take that.
I never seen a guy with so much confidence in playoff games.
He's got 20 points.
Unbelievable. Average of 25.2. One thing about Merriweather, he has been used in the first 2 games, so he's not going to come in there and be afraid to play.
And inside, Kansas City getting that game established. Reggie King over Michael Thompson. Gives him a 3-point lead for Kansas City. Ramsey against Birdsong. Michael Thompson, maybe he'll get himself on track here in the second half. He only had 7 in the first half. That's his 4th point here in the second half. He's gotten 2 baskets now, 1 from inside, 1 from out. King again, he loses Thompson.
Don't count. If he'd have made it, it would have counted. Good head shoulder fake.
Already, Rod, you can see the difference here. Kansas City is being able to get their men and get that good inside position. Portland's not denying him like they did in the first half, at least the beginning of the first half.
See now Thompson behind King. He'll get the ball. He'll fake. Though he's taller at 6'10", Reggie only 6'6", he's given away the position, which he should not do because King is extremely strong and exhibited it on that play as he went right up in his face and drew the foul.
And Reggie drops that one in.
He is a smart player, too, out of University of Alabama. Listen, Jack Ramsey says he walks every time he gets the ball.
Walked twice. He walked twice. Okay, tell him, Jack.
Tell him he's had the ball more times than twice.
Back to a 3-point lead for Kansas City. 4:50 to go here in the third quarter. Merriweather switches out onto base. They got a mismatch. Grunfeld's on Thompson. They get it to him. 3 seconds it looked like inside. They're calling for it. No foul. No 3 seconds. No fouls. Calvin Nat.
I'll tell you, Grunfeld got a block on the first shot beautifully over the shoulder, but it came right back to Nat and he got the bucket.
You heard Cotton Fitzsimmons yelling for that 3-second call. They were in there a long time. They've made a switch. King now has Washington guarding him. There's Merriweather against Thompson.
Well, that's a key now. Merriweather has got to play well and give Lacey that rest over there with the 4 fouls.
This time they're going to get Kelvin Ramsey for an offensive foul. He made that pump fake we talked about, Rod, but he jumps into the man.
He absolutely did. Now, most players will get away with it. In most cases, when it is called, it's a smaller player like Ramsey. And we'll take a look at it. He's trying to draw the foul by leaning in. He got Birdsong in the air and then jumped. I actually thought he was fouled, but they give it to him on the charge. Perhaps you read it another way.
I'll agree with you, Rod. There's no deception here. Merriweather from outside. Look at that for the rebound, and he did up for that one. Over the rim. Portland trying to get that break going here. It's a pass to Washington.
Jump ball. Oh, what an incredible defensive play. That's just brute strength to reach in there and grab that ball and tie up Washington, who was coming in at full speed from the right side. Reggie King. Super play.
It's going to be an interesting jump. Oh, King doesn't even get up in the air as Washington controls. That was real interesting, wasn't it?
He said, I'm going back and play some defense. You can have this jump.
Ramsey on the screen by Thompson.
They got a mismatch inside.
A little bit too far that time for Billy Ray Bates.
They had an inside man and did not take advantage of it. Michael Thompson, and he was guarded by Birdsong.
Nice defense by Billy Ray Bates. He knocks it to Thompson. Here they are, 3-on-1. Ramsey to Bates. That's the Portland fast break that we saw in the first half. They executed so well.
He handles the middle of the break, I think, as well as any player in our league, in the NBA. He knows when to throw the ball out. He times his cutters perfectly.
Portland cuts it to 1. There's King trying to get position inside. They move the ball around. Scott Wedman against Calvin Nat. fadeaway, tough shot by Scott Wedman.
I mean, he had Calvin Nat draped all over him. Put the Rainmaker up.
That's only 8 points for Scott Wedman, and you pointed out, Rod, he scored real big in the first 2 games. He had 6 at the half.
He had 31 and 25 in the 2 ball games.
Knocked away. Grunfeld tips it. They get it back, though. Bates. Grunfeld, another good defensive effort. Nice move by Ernie Grunfeld.
He lost it temporarily, got it back, and just muscled it right by Bates and went right in for the layup.
And the Kings again taking control. They've moved it up to a 5-point lead here with 2:37 to go in the third.
At both ends, Grunfeld, super block. He outraces Bates for the ball. Now regains possession. Conley goes in, put it on the glass, and he got the field goal. We got a timeout, and the Kings are up by 5.
As the damp morning fog creeps through the porthole, a pasty film covers the Dudwicks' mouths. They wake with the worst breath of the day.
Morning. Scope?
I'll use mine.
Yours leaves your breath medicine-y, not minty like Scope.
Mine kills germs.
Scope kills germs.
Come on.
Try.
Minty fresh.
And?
Kills germs.
Morning.
Scope fights bad breath, doesn't give medicine breath.
Do-it-yourselfers, get dirty. Get gritty, grimy, greasy, slimy, dirty, dusty, dungy, grungy. Get dirty.
We'll lava you clean.
Lava with pumice digs in, powers out tough dirt. Cleaner, faster, better than any leading bar soap. So go get messy, mussy, gloppy, sloppy, filthy, nasty, ugly, dirty. Get dirty.
We'll lava you clean.
Get dirty. Grubby, grubby.
We'll lava you clean.
Get dirty. Grubby, grubby.
Do you think they'll be able to tell? Nope.
One of these twins just shampooed with Prel. The other used Prel yesterday. Can you tell which one is which?
Because your hair looks just as fresh as mine. Feels fresh, too. Yeah, so does mine.
Prel's freshness lasts so long, even the next day, it's hard to tell the difference from just shampooed hair. So which twin shampooed yesterday?
If they can't tell, I don't see why we should. You always have to have the last word. No, I
With
don't.
Prel, even the next day, it's hard to tell you didn't just shampoo.
In the world of golf, there are many challenges. And then there is the Masters. Next weekend on CBS Sports.
Oh, I remember Fuzzy Zeller when he did that at the Masters as a fellow who, as you look at the score, Houston pulling what would be an unbelievable upset against the Lakers with about 5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
It had been unbelievable in the playoffs. The home team simply does not have the advantage.
Incredible. That Masters will be something. Ray Floyd, who's wore that green jacket, is getting that 5-wood out. He's ready for the Masters. He loves that 5-wood.
How about Seve Ballesteros? He'll be defending.
And that's something that's tough to do, and especially in this sport. We haven't had a defending champion here since back in the 60s when Bill Russell was able to do it with the Boston Celtics when he was the player coach. And another turnover on the part of the Portland Trail Blazers.
You got an offensive foul called there on Kevin Cooner.
Cooner picking up his third foul, fourth team foul. And an offensive foul down the other way.
Reggie King. He cut by, threw a right elbow out.
That, of course, the offensive foul is not counting as team fouls. The Kings only have 3 team fouls.
Here's where you'll see the referees, I think, get a little tighter with their calls. They don't want to let the game get out of hand. And it's going to get a little rougher in there.
That's a second personal foul on Reggie King. Nice cut to the basket. Ramsey.
Oh, that's an incredible shot. Reached out with a right arm and ducked by the big guy and put it right down.
Again, 3-point game. Kansas City in control. Looking for the perimeter. Scott Wedman penetrates inside over Bobby Gross. Scott Wedman with his 10th point of the game.
Gross relaxed defensively there, and that's when Wedman took advantage. He was leaned right by him.
Ramsey directing things for Portland. They can't get the ball to Gross, so it goes to Washington. Good screen by Cooner. Billy Ray loses Grunfeld. And Merriweather doing a good job for Sam Lacey.
El Cotton, yeah, come on, Joe, don't lose it. Hang on.
Merriweather getting on the boards real well and also scored a basket. He's doing a fine job in replacement with Sam Lacey. With the move to the left. Washington controls. Here comes Portland, 3-on-2. Bates in the middle. He's got Gross wide open. He can't handle it.
Not a real good
Throws
feed.
it off of Kunit's foot. And again, Portland is just really being careless with this basketball, Rod, and it's really cost them dearly.
That pass a little bit behind Bobby Gross. Not entirely his fault.
Long pass by Grunfeld to Wedman. He wisely pulls it back out, but there's Birdsong. That's short. He's got it back. Tipped out by King.
They want a timeout. God says, come on. Boy, he really stays in the game. He's done a remarkable job with his club, as has Dr. Jack Ramsay with Portland.
41 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The Kings up by 5 points. Cotton Fitzsimmons didn't like the way things were getting. A little bit too helter-skelter. He does not want to encourage that running game.
I think with a great matchup inside, and they've really been bumping here lately, has been Reggie King and Kermit Washington. They have really been fighting hard, trying to get to that board.
10 seconds to get the shot.
Swiss Hancock.
Out of bounds for 3.
Right.
We haven't used that yet.
I don't think they'll play it.
Tonight on CBS starts with 60 Minutes. Then Archie's a lady killer, but he's not interested in a lady on Archie Bunker's Place. And on One Day at a Time, Nick and Ann have to decide between money or morals. It's all tonight right here on CBS. Let's listen to Jack Ramsay.
Set time, but until we have a set situation, we want turnouts every time up the floor, not standing around and dribbling the ball out. Every time up, Billy, get down and run. Every time. Screen down, be up high to pick for the guy with the ball. Come on.
Now what he's talking about, Rod, on those turnouts is off the break situation, where he wants his forwards to cross and set screens and then be looking inside. This is Cotton Fitzsimmons now, diagramming a play for his Kansas City King team.
Back in the corner, like so. Reggie, pop up here. Cleared area for Otis there on the side. Otis, you can take it if you got it all the way. If you haven't, that's still with the block.
It looks like they're looking for a jumper on the wing, and if not, to get it to the right side for a clear out, probably to Otis Birdsong on the right side for the clear out. And I would suppose they're looking for Wedman coming off on the screen.
They got to go to that's the bread and butter. Those are their scores, their best shooters. And on the other hand, as Coach Ramsay said with Portland, we've got to get the ball down and run. Don't dilly-dally with it in the backcourt. We're walking it up. Keep running. You're falling into the trap that they want you to play. And that's slow down ball.
There goes Wedman out to the wing. They don't get it to him. Now Birdsong all by himself.
They can't go right.
Washington comes over, makes him change the shot, but King with the rebound on the offensive boards.
Bring it out for one. They've got 20 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
Birdsong holding on. There's 5 seconds difference between the game clock and the shot clock. You can hear Cotton in the background. Wedman's wide open. 7 on the shot clock, 11 in the game. Merriweather gets it back. Gross knocks it away. There's King with it. 5, 4. It's going down. Merriweather again.
What a rebound by Joe C. Jump ball with 2 seconds left. Boy, he went up in traffic. That's a jump ball. That's a good call.
But again, Kansas City getting almost every opportunity they want to put the ball in the basket. Portland has got to get on the offensive boards, or on their defensive boards.
They're going to tip this thing back, perhaps to Birdsong. Went up front.
They call a foul.
We're not in the penalty. Blazers have. Now they are.
The Blazers were. Now what a silly foul that is. Kermit Washington picking up his 4th foul that goes into the penalty situation. So with 1 second to go here in the third quarter, Scott Wedman will go to the line to shoot 2.
Let's take a look at it again. Now Merriweather easily goes up and gets the tip. Now the ball goes to the right side.
And Washington obviously pushed Scott Wedman off to go and get that tip and try to get control of it.
That's not very smart.
No,
why go after the ball with only a second remaining?
Scott Wedman, an excellent free throw shooter, has a chance to increase this Kansas City lead, and he does it. That's the biggest lead they've had so far in this game.
Wedman looking for his 12th point with a second free throw.
Short. That'll be the end of the quarter. So Kansas City moving out to the biggest lead of the game, 74-68. And what a turnaround this game has been since the middle of the second quarter. The Kansas City Kings playing excellent basketball. Portland's in trouble. They've got 1 quarter left.
10 tough mean beards versus 1 Bic shaver. Can 1 Bic shave them all?
Bic, say your prayers.
My beard's gonna send this Bic to the showers.
That Bic is gonna beg for mercy.
It's amazing. It looks like one big shaver is going to shave these 10 tough beards.
Looks like Bic wins. I got a great shave also.
No way. Let me see the replay.
Yes, one Bic shaved these 10 tough beards. How many shaves can you get?
Next week on CBS Sports Saturday, it's great heavyweight boxing when undefeated Greg Page battles tough Marty Monroe. Be ringside next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports.
You don't have to hurry anything, but you got to play.
Jack Ramsey talking to his team. It's 74-68 the Kings, and the NBA on CBS will continue after this word from your local station.
It's Goodbye Jefferson's as Marla Gibb becomes a hotel's executive housekeeper and the manager's as bad as George. Checking in premieres Thursday.
Diana Ross, eat your heart out.
This is CBS.
Basketball. It's a moving experience.
The preceding announcement was furnished by the National Basketball Association, and a standing ovation greeted this Portland Trailblazer team as they came back into action. They immediately picked off a pass, but they have just turned it back over again to Kansas City.
They have got to pick the momentum up to start this quarter. They're going to be in serious trouble because they're down by 6. They do have the fans behind them 100%.
But like Jack Ramsey told his team, don't be in a big hurry. We have plenty of time. We're only down 6, 12 minutes to go. But make them play defense. Get that running game going as Reggie King goes in for Kansas City and hits. An 8-point lead now for Kansas City.
He wants the ball when he's down low.
Reggie King, 20 points for Reggie King. What a game he's having. Ramsey.
That's not a good percentage shot. And there's Reggie for the rebound.
Kansas City just controlling this game as Grunfeld takes it almost. They're walking with the ball. Billy Ray Bates got in his way, trying to get around him. He was forced to take 2 short steps, and Cotton Fitzsimmons says, come on, guys, you can see him. Take it easy. It's not getting to that running game.
Balance, he stumbled going through the lane of traffic.
Bates drifting right.
He walked there, but he got away with it. Beautiful shot, off balance. Kermit Washington has 16 rebounds to this point in the game.
And still Merriweather's in the middle. Sam Lacey with those 4 fouls still on the bench for Kansas City. Birdsong in the middle. Looks like he might get hit by Thompson. He scores.
Can make that shot as well as anyone.
That's 18 for Birdsong. That's only his 4th point in the second half. He had 14 at the half. Gross hustles after it. Washington can't get it to drop, and there's Reggie King again on the boards.
Grunfeld made a good play there, Rick. He put his hands up high, did not go up, just tried to intimidate the shot. He knew he would foul if he leaned in, and he forced a miss.
Birdsong right by Billy Ray Bates. Michael Thompson got caught going out high with Merriweather. No weak side help. Kansas City up by 10.
10 minutes left in the game.
Thompson with a good screen. Bates one-on-one. Over Grunfeld. Gross sneaks in there and gets the offensive boards over Scott Wedman. 6 points for Bob Gross. Kansas City trying to stay ahead. A pass inside, knocked away. Washington kicks it. It'll be new 24-second clock.
Reggie King just looked at his teammates and said, hey, easy now. Don't force it in here. Wait till I'm open. There's Birdsong. Allowing it across court. Now, fine. There's your pass inside. It was kicked away by Washington as they try to hit Reggie King.
Good defense by Kermit. Really hustled going over the top of the screen to get the position and knock that ball away.
So Kansas City should have moved that ball, Rick, around to the left corner and then into Reggie.
There's Scott Wedman. So Scott Wedman keeps the pressure on. Kansas City now up by 10 again. 13 points for Scotty Wedman. Billy Ray Bates from way out. Not a good shot, but there's a foul underneath.
I think it's Wedman and Gross really banging each other. I watched him a moment ago. Gross was knocked down to the floor. And they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Wedman.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Scotty Wedman picks up the foul. Let's see if we can pick it up.
They're on the far side. Cutting underneath, there's Gross. Wedman shoving him in the back. And right there, both of them just back to back, trying to jockey for position.
Portland trying to cut into this Kansas City lead.
There's 4 fouls on Wedman.
Ramsey with the shot. It won't go. Kermit Washington gets elbowed right in the face by Merriweather. He's down. Here comes Kansas City on the break. He's getting up now. It looks like he's okay. Inside to King. King again. 12-point lead now for Kansas City. Kermit Washington still down. Timeout. Ramsey is furious.
That's how Reggie got that follow-up rebound, because that's Kermit Washington's man. Of course, he was hurt. They could not take a timeout until they get the ball back. And Kansas City took advantage of the situation. They had a 5-on-4, and Jack Ramsey comes out along with their trainer. Here's your move. We'll watch for Kermit Washington right under the basket as the shot goes up. You'll let your Merriweather with an elbow. Right here, he swings away, and with a left, boom, down goes Kermit Washington. He really took a hit to the face there and may have a bloody nose. We got the timeout. Kings up by 8.
Everything's rugged in Maine, Vermont, and Alaska, including driving conditions and the price of gas. In all 3 states, the #1 imported car is Subaru. Because our front and four-wheel drive cars are dependable, easy on gas, and easy to handle, and no matter where you live. Wouldn't it be great to have a car that's overqualified? Subaru, inexpensive, and built to stay that way.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
This is Rally Leader. You out there, Chuck?
We're pedaling as fast as we can.
Everybody else is here. Where are you?
Well, we've got ourselves sort of a weight handicap.
How'd that happen?
You guys just brought the bread and cheese. We got a whole trunk full of Lowenbrow.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Well, we're glad you made it.
Who, us or the Lowenbrow?
Out of the blue comes the ice blue freshness of Aqua Velva. Out of the blue comes the Aqua Velva man. Looking for the light scent, the clean scent, the fresh scent that comes from out of the blue. There's something about an Aqua Velva man. Be one.
The Masters. In all the world, there are few events that can match this tournament for its tradition, drama, and excellence. The Masters, next weekend on CBS Sports.
And that should be another great one at the Masters. And Houston still keeping the heat on Los Angeles. And by the looks of that score, they're really controlling the tempo of that game also. Portland here in big trouble, trailing by 12 points with 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. The winner to go on to meet Phoenix Tuesday night in Phoenix in a best-of-7. Billy Ray Bates.
Put him down low, swung him around a double screen. Grunfeld fought through it, put a hand up, but Bates has been incredible with his outside shooting.
One thing Kansas City has done, Rod, in this quarter, every basket and shot they've taken has come from inside 12 feet to the basket. Now that's really establishing the inside game. They ran off 10-4 before that last basket to take control of the game. Birdsong. Again, they try to go inside. Washington with the steal. Billy Ray's got Washington open. He can't handle it.
Oh, what a big play. That was wide open.
And again, turnovers. The inability to handle the basketball has just killed Portland here this afternoon. They've had easy baskets just kicked away like this last one.
Well, Kermit shaking his head coming back on the defense. He realized, boy, I blew a big one there. That would have got him back to within 8.
Kansas City trying to get The inside game established again. They've done remarkably well with it ever since the middle of the second quarter after Portland got off to that great start with their fast break. Scotty Wedman again inside over Calvin Natt, and it's back up to 12 again.
So the defender coming over to help out Washington, so he wisely backed away with a shot.
Merriweather had the rebound, lost his balance, fell down, back to Billy Ray Bates. Big break for Portland.
He should have hung on to that ball. He tried to pass it going off balance and just dropped it. He should have clutched it and fallen down with it. Then would have been able to dish it off to somebody.
Time now for Portland to really play the best defense of the season. If they don't play it right here, they can go on vacation. Inside to King, wide open, nobody there to help. Washington fell down.
They're not getting the team defense that Kansas City's getting here in this fourth quarter, and that's been the big difference, Rick. They're getting everything inside, and only one defender going up with a man taking a shot.
Ramsey inside to Michael Thompson. Three-pointer.
They'll give him that all night.
They sure will. Reggie King again on the boards, and as he really established himself rebounding-wise in this second half. Not only has he scored 24 points, but he's been a force on the boards to help Sam Lacey out, who's on the bench with 4 fouls. But Merriweather doing an excellent job filling in. Washington with another steal. Crashes into the crowd. Ball goes to Grunfeld.
He ran right into some lady. She's all right, though. But he hustled right back out on the court.
Timeout called by Jack Madden. I think he's going to have to try and get the clock set.
8 seconds. 8 seconds. Take it out, Scotty.
They were claiming that Kermit Washington on that steal did not have possession of the ball, so there should not have been a new 24 seconds for Kansas City. They're going to bring the shot clock down to 8 seconds to go.
Hey, if Kansas City continues to hold this lead, I'd have to think that Reggie King has been the big reason for this turnaround.
He's been great force in the second half. Grunfeld one-on-one, takes it into Wedman.
No basket.
Calling offensive foul. Throws his arm out and called Grunfeld.
Boy, that cost him 2 points because Wedman had the basket.
Portland's got to love that call.
Here it is. Grunfeld passed off, went right by the man, did not throw the arm out.
Well, again, angles can be deceiving, but Portland, I'm sure, was pleased with that one.
Just keep your mouth shut.
Well, you heard Jake O'Donnell. He told Larry Grunfeld to keep his mouth shut.
You heard me.
Sam Lacey back in the game as Scott Wedman goes to the bench. See, Harper's in the game now for Portland. Bates takes it all the way in. Cuts it back to a 10-point lead for Kansas City. Mike Harper, rookie this year with Portland. Tough spot to be put into the game. Birdsong, and every time that the Portland Trailblazers make a move, Kansas City comes right back to counter.
Big Sam gave him a little screen there. That freed him.
Billy Ray, another three-pointer.
Not close.
Reggie King on the boards again.
He's got help.
Birdsong, good fake. Got King wide open. Merriweather, good rebounding position. Thompson with a good rebound, and here comes Portland. They need a basket badly. Billy Ray Bates to Harper. Grunfeld blocks him. Basket's good. Good call on the official, Rod.
Absolutely, the basket counts. And a foul. Big play. And Ramsey, the coach of Portland, likes that one. That was a super effort. And Harper, who was seldom used, smartly went right to the hoop. He never stopped. Took the bounce pass right in stride. Grunfeld closed in on him and blocked him as he went right in and banked the shot in. Good call and a good field goal.
As I said earlier, this is a tough spot for a rookie to be put into playoff competition. He hasn't played all that much. He shot only 41% for the season for the team, but in his last 22 games, he came on rather strong, starting to get his confidence. He shot over 50%. He hits the free throw, a three-point play, cut it to 9. 5 minutes and 35 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Again, the champion to play Phoenix Tuesday night, best of 7. Steal away by Kelvin Ramsey. He's got Thompson wide open. It's a 7-point game all of a sudden. Fitzsimmons wants a timeout. Very wise move at this stage, Rod.
Got to. This Portland has matched the move that Kansas City made with big people. That's the reason Harper's in there, because you got Merriweather and Lacey both in the lineup. Well, look again. There's Ramsey with a beautiful steal. And he alertly brings it down, leads it, perfect feed to Thompson, and he'll bury the layup coming in from the right side. Cotton Fitzsimmons, the coach, on the edge of the screen yelling for the timeout. They take it.
To Subaru, an economy car is only economical if it stands up year after year. Spending less at the pump is no bargain if you start spending more at the garage. And a study of Subaru owners, Road and Track magazine said, quote, one of the most trouble-free cars we've surveyed. That makes Subaru the economy car it pays to hold on to. Year after year after year. Subaru, inexpensive, and built to stay that way.
Outside, the Canon NP200 may look like any small copier, but inside there's a world of difference, a world of micronics, where 20 copies a minute are not only possible, but made reliable with a microcomputer. Fiber optics precisely defines your image, and a toner projection system gives you clear copies on virtually any paper. Up to 11 by 17. Compact in size and price, the Canon NP200 is definitely worth looking into.
Hey, where's my kid?
Celotex salutes the builders of America for using 400 million Sol-Seal roofing shingles last year. Celotex salutes the architects of America for using 30 million dimensional shake asphalt shingles. Celotex salutes the roofers of America for using new Celotex glass fiber shingles in untold numbers. Because without their dedication and Celotex, America would be very wet.
Next week on CBS Sports Saturday, it's great heavyweight boxing when undefeated Greg Page battles tough Marty Monroe. Be ringside next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports.
And be sure and stay tuned for the MVP at the conclusion of this game. And there you see it, the Kings up by 7 after having a very big lead. All of a sudden cut into by the Blazers. They're making a run at them.
Reggie King has 13 rebounds in this game. Kermit Washington 16 to lead Portland. And Reggie with 24 points.
And not coincidentally, the reason that Portland's gotten back into this game, their last 4 baskets have come on the inside. And that's something they did not establish early here in the fourth quarter when Kansas City was dominating.
Portland's hit 7 out of 12 in this quarter, and the Kings are 8 of 10.
Birdsall, one-on-one move. Rebound out by Washington, and here comes Portland. 4-on-2 break. Bates to Ramsey outside. Bates battles. Birdsong comes up with it, and they had a man open under the basket.
I was going to say they should have gone to the right side. He went to the wrong man, and he picked the percentage away from the man who was underneath and took the outside shot, and it did not work. Bad play.
Could have been such a big basket for the Blazers in their effort to get back and win this mini-series. Sam Lacey back in the ball game. Not a good shot for Sam at this stage of the game.
Not too early.
Billy Ray Bates with a tough shot.
He's got ice water in his veins.
Incredible. Neither one of these teams can put the other one away. Once they get up by 13, 14 points, all of a sudden the momentum switches back. Grunfeld wide open from 18. That'll go. 7-point lead now by Kansas City. Again, the pace is picked up. This is Portland's pace. If they keep up with this pace, Portland's got a chance to get back. Billy Ray and Thompson.
Super pass. Penetrated.
Timeout.
That's a good timeout again. You may as well take him. Stop the momentum, and Portland has it. Now watch this play. Billy Ray Bates down the middle. Sam Lacey switches. He drops to Thompson. He comes to the left side and dunks it through. Beautiful play. Timeout with the Kings up by 5. 4 minutes left in the game.
Most commercials, the cars start up here, with some help from a helicopter. But these babies from Subaru don't need help. They can switch from front to four-wheel drive. And for tougher going, they keep going with a dual-range gearbox. Any cars would look good up here. But all Subaru four-wheel drive cars even look good getting up here. Subaru, inexpensive, and built to stay that way.
Right Guard knows a man needs all the protection he can get. That's why a man needs Right Guard. Right Guard has a male effectiveness formula so strong, no matter which Right Guard you choose, it helps stop a man's perspiration odor all day long. A man works hard, but Right Guard works harder. Now there's new hard-working Right Guard Solid, too.
In the world of golf, there are many challenges. And then there is the Masters. Next weekend on CBS Sports.
Another standing ovation for this Portland Trailblazer team as they're making a valiant comeback here to overtake Kansas City. Rod?
Billy Ray Bates has scored 32 points in this game. He's made 9 out of 16 shots in the second half. And again, he's the guy I would think that should be taking the jump shots. Otherwise, they got to go inside.
He's had 20 of those points, as you say, here in the second half. It's been a 9-2 run on the part of Portland. And listen to this crowd. Pressure all over the court by Portland.
What a game Grunfeld's played. He's got to be the point guard. He's got to do all the ball handling, and he's done it well.
Lacey, the outstanding passer for Kansas City. He spots Wedman wide open. Scott Wedman with his 17th point. He's had 11 here in the second half. That's quieted the crowd down quite a bit, as you can hear. It's amazing what a basket will do.
The old silencer. They do it every time.
Here in the fourth quarter when Kansas City was dominating.
Portland's hit 7 out of 12 in this quarter, and the Kings are 8 of 10.
Birdsong, one-on-one move. Rebound out by Washington, and here comes Portland. 4-on-2 break. Bates to Ramsey outside. Bates battles. Birdsong comes up with it, and they had a man open under the basket.
I was going to say they should have gone to the right side. He went to the wrong man, and he picked the percentage away from the man who was underneath and took the outside shot, and it did not work. Bad play.
Could have been such a big basket for the Blazers in their effort to get back and win this mini-series. Sam Lacey back in the ball game. Not a good shot for Sam at this stage of the game.
Not too early.
Billy Ray Bates with a tough shot.
Nothing's tough for him. He's got ice water in his veins.
Incredible. Neither one of these teams can put the other one away. Once they get up by 13, 14 points, all of a sudden the momentum switches back. Grunfeld wide open from 18. That'll go. 7-point lead now by Kansas City. Again, the pace is picked up. This is Portland's pace. If they keep up with this pace, Portland's got a chance to get back. Billy Ray Thompson.
Super pass.
Thompson again wins the timeout.
That's a good timeout again. You may as well take him. Stop the momentum that Portland has. Now watch this play. Billy Ray Bates down the middle. Sam Lacey switches. He drops to Thompson. He comes to the left side and dunks it through. Beautiful play. Timeout with the Kings up by 5. 4 minutes left in the game.
In most commercials, the cars start up here with some help from a helicopter. But these babies from Subaru don't need help. They can switch from front to four-wheel drive. And for tougher going, they keep going with a dual-range gearbox. Any cars would look good up here. But all Subaru four-wheel drive cars even look good getting up here. Subaru, inexpensive, and built to stay that way.
Right Guard knows a man needs all the protection he can get. That's why a man needs Right Guard. Right Guard has a male effectiveness formula so strong, no matter which Right Guard you choose, it helps stop a man's perspiration odor all day long. A man works hard, but Right Guard works harder. Now there's new hard-working Right Guard Solid, too.
In the world of golf, there are many challenges. And then there is the Masters, next weekend on CBS Sports.
Another standing ovation for this Portland Trailblazer team as they're making a valiant comeback here to overtake Kansas City. Rob?
Billy Ray Bates has scored 32 points in this game. He's made 9 out of 16 shots in the second half. And again, he's the guy I would think that should be taking the jump shots. Otherwise, they got to go inside.
He's had 20 of those points, as you say, here in the second half. It's been a 9-2 run on the part of Portland. And listen to this crowd. Pressure all over the court by Portland.
What a game Grunfeld's played. He's got to be the point guard. He's got to do all the ball handling, and he's done it well.
Lacey, the outstanding passer for Kansas City. He spots Wedman wide open. Scott Wedman with his 17th point. He's had 11 here in the second half. That's quieted the crowd down quite a bit, as you can hear. Amazing what a basket will do.
The old silencer. They do it every time.
Michael Thompson fakes Lacey.
Sam didn't want to pick up a foul.
Well, Sam's playing, of course, with 4 personal fouls. He still has to play the tough defense, though. You can't let a man just have his way out there. You must make it difficult for him. He fouls out. Merriweather's done a good job. He's got to play the good defense. Birdsong. Now it's Wedman again. Parker. Ramsey almost loses it. Here's Thompson. Grunfeld blocked. Oh, the charge.
Charging foul. Grunfeld took the charge. Boy, he stepped right in his path. Ernie Grunfeld.
I like to see that one. We have to see if Ernie was set before Thompson was committed. These are the toughest calls in the game, Rod.
Absolutely. Here it is. Kelvin Ramsey. They got 3:01 here. He elected to go down the middle to Thompson. Grunfeld was set. He took it.
You see him move that left foot? Not supposed to move at all. Watch his left foot. I think that he should have taken it. Ramsey, one more dribble, Rod.
I don't know. I thought it was a charge. I really did. He had good position, and that's the toughest.
We'll disagree on that one.
That's the toughest call in basketball. We'll agree for that.
Birdsong, no good. Tough shot over the back is King. No foul.
We got 2:44 left in the game.
Ramsey to Washington. 3-point game with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. This Portland team is not about to give up. Kansas City trying to hold on to that lead. Very reminiscent of the first two games. However, Portland had the lead in those games. They lost a 10-point lead and an 8-point lead. Ernie Grunfeld, no good. King with the rebound and a big basket. Reggie King, what a second half he's had. Reggie King with his 26th point.
But he's up there double figures in rebounds.
Portland's turn. Billy Ray Bates tries to force the drive and throws it away. You can't force things in this stage of the game, Rod. You've got to let them happen on their own. That time, Billy Ray tried to make something happen that wasn't there.
They're in 2 minutes now. Time suddenly is an ally of Kansas City, up by 5.
Defense right here by Portland is essential. They cannot let them score a basket. Billy Ray Bates on Birdsong, one-on-one. Birdsong.
They got him. Good call. That last field goal by Kermit Washington was his first since the opening period. Now they've got to get more of that
on the boards, and that's what they wanted for. Rebounding as Calvin Nat gets ready to come in the game for Portland. Kelvin Ramsey. Portland's had their opportunities, but turnovers have really hurt them dearly. Ramsey drives the middle, spins.
Got it.
Look. Again, it's a three-point game. Plenty of time left. 1:30 to go in this game. Kansas City needs a basket. Portland needs the defense. Ramsey almost knocks it away from Grunfeld. Inside it goes to Lacey. He's got Birdsong wide open off the screen. Good defense. Wedman up in the air. He can't get it off.
Oh, Lacey, what a shot.
And Reggie King was in the middle for a long time. Nobody spotted him. It could have been a 3-second violation. It's a delay of game being called right now against Reggie King.
But what a shot by Lacey. Outside left, and he banked it in. Took his time.
With the clock running down.
Right. Super shot. Biggest play yet here in the quarter.
5-point lead. Portland still has a chance. They score a basket here. There's plenty of time to get back into this basketball game, but they will remember and be haunted by their turnovers if they lose this game.
Here's two good friends. Tonight is kind
First mate!
One solo, and he's ready for the space program.
I'm going to set this thing down in about 10 minutes, and I expect a terrific reception.
How about us and a case of Lowenbrow?
Perfect.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Must have been great up there.
Oh, I don't know. It's pretty great down here.
Out here, we entertain ourselves at home. So we got an Atari video game. There's so many different games to play. We especially like Space Invaders, zapping those little devils from outer space. It's fun, but personally, I think the whole idea of creatures from outer space is a little far-fetched.
No other company offers you as many different video game cartridges as Atari.
Next week on CBS Sports Saturday, it's great heavyweight boxing when undefeated Greg Page battles tough Marty Monroe. Be ringside next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports.
Now let's watch that incredible shot by Sam Lacey.
Here's Sam with the ball. They'll do a little feeding here to Birdsong. He'll fake it down the middle. Can't get the shot. Goes to Wedman. Now watch this pass. Now here's Sam banking one in for the left side, and that put Kansas City up by 5 with a minute and 14 seconds left in this game.
Okay, Rod, what do you think Portland will do in this situation? As you see the score, look at this one, 81-81, tied up down at the Forum in Inglewood, California. The Lakers holding on for dear life in their quest to repeat as champions.
And only 6 minutes left in that game. And the visiting team has won every game in that series and in this one. All right, now here we go. You talk about what they're going to do. I would think Billy Ray Bates would be the man to try to go to. Off a double screen, maybe.
Here he comes off the double.
He's got it. He'll go for the shot.
With Grunfeld. Ramsey wide open on the double team. Ramsey's got it back.
Should have shot it. He overpassed.
And again, the turnovers have just killed the Portland Trailblazers.
1 minute left in the game. Now they're going to eat that clock. Go right.
They don't need to shoot the basketball. It's knocked away by Bates. Birdsong saves it.
Ramsey looks like he's hurt.
You see the time remaining in this game. Kansas City on the verge of winning 2 games on the road against Portland to advance against Phoenix Tuesday night. Scott Wedman with the shot. Tipped in by Reggie King. 193, 7 points by Kansas City. They've got this one locked up. Billy Ray Bates with the three-pointer. No good. Grunfeld with the rebound. What a victory by Kansas City. What an effort.
Bates backed out. He should have followed his own shot. He would have had the rebound right back. Reggie King has got to be the MVP, I think.
I will go along with that. Lacey was great and kept him in the first half, but I go with Reggie King. Grunfeld fouled by Kelvin Ramsey. You can't say enough. Look at the Kansas City bench. They are going absolutely crazy, congratulating one another.
They're on their way to Phoenix. Reggie King with 28 points in this game.
How many?
What about 15, 16 rebounds? Played a marvelous game.
It was not the penalty situation. Kansas City will just hold on to the basketball. The season is over for the Portland Trail Blazers. Kansas City will go on Tuesday night to take on Phoenix down in Phoenix in the start of that best-of-7 series.
Look at him slapping hands.
What a compliment to that team.
Little Lloyd Walton doing a little dance.
Cotton Fitzsimmons, what a job he's done with Phil Ford being out. And Phil said he's going to be back next week, so if he can come back and be in the form that he was in before the injury, this team has caused problems for Phoenix. Remember, they held him to 63 that one game back in Kansas City.
He is like about 90, 95% back. I'm speaking of Phil Ford, and he's been working out with the team, so he's still in good physical condition. And if his vision comes back 100%, he will definitely be back in there.
That makes it an 8-point lead for Kansas City here as they wrap up this mini-series against the Portland Trail Blazers. And Rod, if you're a team like Phoenix, you've got to be thinking about the fact that this team humiliated you and beat you so badly in one of those games. That's not something you forget very easily.
You bet. And of course, they've got the advantage of 4 out of 7 at home, the Phoenix Suns. They're the Pacific Division champions. So we got timeout here, 12 seconds left, and the Kings are up by 9.
What an effort. You can't say enough about this Kansas City King team. Just when it looked like they were going to get blown out, they regrouped, they established their basketball game, the tempo that they wanted, took charge middle of the second period, carried on from there in the third period, and you can see the result. They are going to win this mini-series. Look at some of the scoring, Rod.
Reggie with 28 got 20 in the second half, and he had 15 rebounds officially in this game. Scotty Wedman contributed in the second half. Remember, he started slowly, had only 2.
And we'd like to thank the great job by the crew. Dave Fox, our producer, John McDonough with some great shots on the replays for us. John McDonough Jr. will say. Jody Petrano, thank you. Ray Ball, our associate director. You see Russ Siegel, Phil Wilson, all of the crew here did a remarkable job in this great series, and they had 3 super games in this mini-series, Rod.
Right, so Wedman, as I mentioned, Rick, he had only 2 in the first quarter, and they got behind by 15 midway in the second quarter. At halftime, Wedman had only 6, but he picked up 11 here in the second half, and that also helped.
And the Miller High Life Most Valuable Player Award will go to Reggie King of the Kansas City Kings. He just played a great game, both ends of the court, rebounding, scoring points, and he was the catalyst in the second half. And the Miller $1,000 donation will be made to the Special Olympics on behalf of our MVP, Reggie King.
Boy, did he work to that. Unbelievable. At both ends, he's got rebounds, played pretty good defense, and did the job on the offensive end.
This has got to be the longest 12 seconds in the world for the Portland Trail Blazers.
They have the greatest fans, I'll tell you that. They are most loyal. They sell out every game.
Well, listen to the hand that they're getting. They're still getting a hand now coming out, even though the fans realize that this season is history. But they're a great young ball club. A lot of fine young players, and they will be back. Ramsey from three-point, no chance. Scott Wedman with the rebound.
They'll stay in the backcourt, run it out. 4 seconds left. There's a foul, Billy Ray Bates.
Well, that was totally uncalled for.
Yep, didn't need to do that. Knock Wedman down, but that'll happen. He knows it's going, it's out the window. And now Sam Lacey gives him a pass, so that's all right. We understand. Just don't hurt my man, because I need him against Phoenix.
Yeah, they sure do. If he continues to play the way he played in the second half, he had a tough first half, and here come the substitutes. Everybody coming into the ball game, giving everybody else a chance to play some. They go to the bench. You see Leon Douglas coming out. Frankie Sanders is in the game. Lloyd Walton's in the game. Joe C. Merriweather.
Cotton says, I brought my swimming trunks. I'm on my way to Phoenix. I wasn't going back. Wedman at the line. Look at them hugging each other.
Great to see that type of enthusiasm. And people think that the players in the NBA don't care. Well, that's a good example of just how much they care. A lot of pride here. You play this game. The money isn't all that important to a lot of them. As Bates takes it in, scores the final 2 for the Blazers. They wind up losing to the Kansas City Kings, winner of the mini-series, 104-95. And they will go on again, as we said, to meet Phoenix Tuesday night.
I might add that Billy Ray Bates, with that last basket, finished with 34 points.
He had a spectacular game, but it was not enough as the Portland Trail Blazers came up short, losing both times at home It's amazing how many times the home team has lost in the miniseries, just turning things completely around. Kansas City, our winners here, 104-95.
Philadelphia beat Milwaukee earlier, and Boston put away Chicago in the first game.
In a close game, and that Boston game was not as big a blowout as they thought. It was real close going into that middle of the third quarter, and then the Celtics just exerted themselves. And right now, what we'd like to do is take a look at what's happening down there in the Forum in Inglewood, California, because the Lakers are getting the scare of their life on their quest to repeat as NBA champions. Take it away, Gary.
We welcome the viewers of that Portland-Kansas City game. Kansas City winning their series. We have the same issue at stake here. Our time, 1:21 left in this game. We're all even. Houston at Los Angeles, 85 all. I'm Gary Bender along with Bill Russell. As a world champion, Los Angeles Lakers have a bitter struggle to the very end to decide who moves ahead against San Antonio.
Here's two good friends. Tonight is kind
First base!
One solo and he's ready for the space program.
I'm going to set this thing down in about 10 minutes, and I expect a terrific reception. How about us and a case of Lowenbrow? Perfect.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Must have been great up there.
Oh, I don't know. It's pretty great down here.
Out here, we entertain ourselves at home. So we got an Atari video game. There's so many different games to play. We especially like Space Invaders. Zapping those little devils from outer space. It's fun. But personally, I think the whole idea of creatures from outer space is a little far-fetched.
No other company offers you as many different video game cartridges as Atari.
Next week on CBS Sports Saturday, it's great heavyweight boxing when undefeated Greg Page battles tough Marty Monroe. Be ringside next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports.
There's the timeouts left. During that timeout, Bill Russell, Del Harris is anticipating they're going to go to Kareem. This trip down the floor as they attempt to break this 85 all-time.
Well, if I were going to go with one of the guys on the Lakers, at this point, it would be one of two guys, either Norm Nixon or Jamal Wilkes. Preferably Norm Nixon at this point. Because they're going to be dropping off on Kareem and anticipating going to that. And you got to know that. If you can get it to him, you go to him, of course.
Magic Johnson to Norm Nixon. Johnson, Nixon, Cooper, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Jamal Wilkes. Landsberger's out of there now.
Swing it! Swing it!
You see Westhead, the intensity on his face. We're all even 85 all. Kareem out to Nixon. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Rebound, Moses Malone. Now the Rockets the last time had 3 cracks at it. Couldn't convert it. Now they have a 4th attempt.
Well, they got the guy they want to shoot it.
They got the guy that wanted it. He did not get it to go down. We're going to stay right here with 54 seconds left. Bill, analyze the last 54. Can you believe we played all this and now we still have this issue up for grabs? So far in the miniseries, the visitors have won 7 out of 9 games, Bill, in the miniseries, with Kansas City defeating Portland earlier today. Let's listen.
Joe, let's see. You can throw it in, Whopper. We got 2 timeouts if you have to have it, all right? All right, so we got Whopper throwing it in. We got lining up. We got Tommy, got Mo, Robert, and Murph. All right, Mo, set the good pick for Murph coming here and then step hard to the ball. Tommy, you're into the pack and back hard to the ball. Set this thing low enough now. Don't set it even with the ball. Ball will be here. You set low so we got room to break. Step hard to the ball. All right, Robert, you're on the peel out and wide. Now, we've always got the high toss to Malone if we have to have it. Malone is, as always, he's setting the pick for Murph and coming back. Now you got Tommy.
Let's go now to Paul Westhead on the Laker bench.
You got to play re-stride, Mike. Don't be sucking on a little pump there. You have balls. You have Henderson. Really tough. All right, now let's look to do the following. Let's get the ball first. Look for the run. Get the ball first. Look for the run. If it's not there, we'll call timeout. Like push it down the court, and then you can decide. Shut him down right here, y'all.
Well, 54 seconds left. Tonight on CBS, we're going to have 60 Minutes, followed by Archie Bunker's Place, and One Day at a Time. But right now, we have a very, very precarious situation here. 85 all. The world champion Lakers are even with less than a minute to go. Billy Paulson inbounds it.
Now, Lakers have got to play good defense, but they can't foul.
Into Tom Henderson. There are 14 fouls on the Lakers. Calvin Murphy. Cooper on him. 6 seconds on the shot clock. 5, 4, 3. Murphy. He tried to pass it to Malone. The shot clock has expired. The shot clock expired. And so now
24 seconds. Went away without the ball hitting the rim.
It looked like Murphy was trying to make a pass out of that more than he was a shot.
Well, that was about halfway between.
Now the Lakers with 38 seconds. Both teams with 2 timeouts left, and now the Lakers have 1 left as they've asked for a timeout.
Now what the Lakers would like to do, I would think, is if they could get inside the 24 seconds or close to it and they shoot and make a point.
All right,
then
all right. Now we just have to play
the best
the
that Houston come out with
Good hard
is a
team.
tie.
They got the ball. They'll probably bring it up here.
So that they want to try to get, so that they can end up with the last shot on a tie.
Let's listen to the Laker area now. Pat Riley, Paul Westhead, and Jack Curran standing there.
So,
Take us home, Cap. Let's go.
Paul taking his time now, getting his thoughts collected.
Okay.
Here we go.
Let's nail it down there. EJ, Silk's going to kick into you.
Let's take it down.
All right, by now, okay. But push it up fast because we want to shoot before 30 seconds.
Yeah.
A good shot, good shot.
2 of the last 3
All right.
now.
Silk's going to kick into you. We're going to run 42 for Norman, but you're going to look weak side first and then swing. So it'll be Kareem and Norman. Silk, come on in, pass, and come on in and stack up with Coop over here. So as soon as Magic gets the ball, Norman's going off, and you're working this side. If it's not there, you're going to get Norman over in the corner.
See, the reason they want to shoot before 30 seconds, so that if they miss, Houston doesn't have to be able to hold the ball, take the last shot, and go for the win. They want to go for 30 seconds, so if they do, even if they do make it, Houston can only go for the tie. But they want to make sure they get the ball back again, so they get 2 possessions to 1.
85 all. 38 seconds left. There are the vital statistics. And Magic will bring it up. Moses Malone is outside trying to pick him up. And Magic is fouled. Robert Reed committing a personal foul.
Right, just when Westhead said in 30 seconds, took the shot. Now he's got to make 2 free throws.
Magic at the line with 30 seconds left. And Reed has fouled out of this ball game. Mike Dunleavy will come in to replace him. Jay Reed played very well. He had 16 points and really hit the boards well. There he is. Reed out of St. Mary's in his 4th year in the NBA. Magic missed it. Oh, that is a big.
Now he's got to make these 2.
Yep,
And he has not been shooting that well today.
Magic with 2 more. Wow, we're going to have an odd point now.
Maybe. He's got to make this one to get an odd point.
They're 21 of 34 from the line. Now the odd point, a 1-point lead. Houston, with 30 seconds left, calls a timeout, and they are going for the win now. Magic Johnson with that penalty hitting 1 of 3. Let's look at the emotion of this last free throw. It's been that kind of afternoon for him. He has had a tough time shooting the ball after coming off that amazing 18-rebound night Friday. And now, if you're Del Harris, if there's any emotion left or any voice left for that matter over there, what are you going to talk about? Let's listen.
Dunleavy set the back pick for Murph and cut hard to the ball, Mike. Don't stop. Meet it. All right, Murph, we're going to send you down here. Malone is going to be right here. We'll send you down and out off Malone. Use Hyde here till we get the ball over. Malone will pinch you and step to the ball. All right, my other man is Henderson. Henderson, I want you to go right in here like you're going to set the screen and then cut real hard to the ball. All right, now, we get the ball. As soon as you throw it in, Wop, whether you have to throw it here or here, you cut hard down in here to Phil here, right? Okay, you're on the boards heavy. We're going to try to turn the ball over here, duck in, pinch and pop Mo. We got Mo and Murph on the triangle. Wait, don't force it. If it's not there, bring her right back to Paul. If Henderson gets the ball, what do you want me to do? Then he dribble it.
The one thing the Lakers cannot afford at this time is that if Houston misses the shot, they have got to come up with the ball. They cannot give them 2 shots now.
30 seconds left. Somebody's season's going to come to a close. There's the score. The Rockets, already the Midwest Division, has 1 victory in a mini-series. Kansas City over Portland. Houston trying to do likewise. 1 timeout left for Houston. Fultz just hands it off to Dunleavy. Nixon on him. You see the time in the upper right-hand portion. This is for the mini-series. This trip down the floor. Dunleavy. Dunleavy out to Murphy. Dunleavy shot. Mike Dunleavy hits it. The Lakers call a timeout with 15 left. And now the same situation stares the Lakers in the face. They've got to go for a game-winning shot.
They've got to go for a game-winning shot. They got to get inside to at least get a free throw. That was too good a shot to let Houston have at that point. It's almost a free throw for an outstanding shooter.
Well, Nixon was clear inside on that play, wasn't he? As Dunleavy loaded up and hit it from outside. Dunleavy in this game with 10 points. You know, Moses Malone has not scored in this 4th quarter. Still has 21 points. They've been shooting from outside. And now Paul Westhead, let's go in and see what strategy he's going to map. I don't know if after a game like this, you can ever sit down and recover for days afterwards. I'm talking not about the broadcasters, but these guys.
Let's take it back here.
Just think the team that wins won't have to play again until Tuesday.
Take it out. Hidden Magic. Want to
Another
run
one doesn't play till next year.
44. E, you're looking inside to Kareem. All right? Or you're going. 44.
Yeah, we want to go.
Yeah, go as soon as it's there. As soon as it's there. All right, now here we go. So on this play, Norm, you might have to be up here to help out just in case. But as soon as Magic gets it, he's going. Silk and you are crossing. Coop, you're in here, and Cap, you're in here. Set the screen now for Silk, Cap, and then step up and EJ deal. Just go in and score it.
Come on.
Look at Mike Dunleavy after hitting that basket that gave the Rockets a lead. He and Robert Reed a high five. Now, we are going to maybe find out if we're going to have some new world champions this year because of the Lakers. Don't do it here. We obviously will have new champions this time around. 15 seconds left. 87-86. Jamal Wilkes in the Magic. Here we go. Magic short. Moses Malone with the rebound. Magic way short on that shot. And down, getting up slowly, Tom Henderson. There's Magic. Let's look at this one again.
Well, he tried to take it right down the middle. Air ball, and there's Malone right there.
Well, Magic has had a very frustrating afternoon. Now, if you're Los Angeles, Bill, what are you going to do?
We're going to take it back here.
As soon as they touch the ball inbounds, foul them.
This is our last timeout. We have no more timeouts.
If they have any timeouts left. That's if they have any timeouts left.
There's Magic. Magic for this game shot 2 of 14 from the field. That last one, I think he'd like to have it back.
Yes.
Young man
As soon
who
as
was the
you
most
take a
valuable
dash
player in
right
the
at him.
playoffs last year.
All right, there you hand him the ball. Now,
I'll tell you one
let's
guy you
have
don't want to
Doug
foul
Reedy
right now is Calvin
and
Murphy.
Yeah, you don't want to foul
right here.
Calvin Murphy.
Dunes, you sit the back.
Cap, play the man out of bounds, wherever. They'll
Murphy
probably
is
get it
6
in
of
half,
6
but
in this
wherever.
game
Play him.
with 14
Shut
points.
off the baseline pass.
Boy,
So he
there's
has
a-
to pass out this
a look
way.
that-
Follow me on that. Okay.
I guess
everyone
watching this game can
be
appreciate
ready
it.
to step up and
What
get the steal.
a series
be
this has
ready
been.
to step up and get the steal.
And again, Bill, it just
Anytime
shows
you're
me
gonna
how
force the
tough
ball,
it is to
You're
repeat.
not going to let him go back. You're going to
Yes,
make him step
and it's
up
getting
and get
tougher
it.
every year, it looks like.
Intercept and take it.
I'll tell you one thing.
3 seconds, you can take
You know,
it.
you might call it upset, but in the 2 or 3 games, Houston has actually outplayed these guys because of one thing.
Up there.
In this game today in particular, they have not let the Lakers get the running with any consistency. And so they have kept the tempo under control as far as they're concerned. This is why both teams have done a good job. That's why it's so close.
All right, Calvin Garrett is in. To Moses Malone, he's fouled instantly.
32.
Magic Johnson committing the foul, so Moses.
Now, if they have a timeout left, what they're going to do is hope that he misses one.
Defense.
If he makes both of them, then they got to go for a 3-point play. If he makes,
Are you surprised they inbounds the ball to Malone rather than try to get it to a guy like Murphy or Level or somebody else?
well, no, I'm not surprised. Well, Malone is not that bad a free throw shooter for a big guy. So, but you would think that they would try to get it to Murphy if at all possible.
Magic committing the foul, his fourth.
If they make
Malone is 3 of 3, by the way, from the line.
and if he makes it, they'll have to go for the 3-point play if he makes this.
Now look, Bill Willoughby's going to get in there. He wants a rebounder in. Willoughby will come in. Paul Westhead may be seeing the writing on the wall. 88-86, he makes this one. Their last-ditch effort is a 3-pointer. Los Angeles, with 3 seconds, uses their last timeout, and now the prescription as far as the Lakers are concerned, a 3-point play. And this is not a good 3-point play team. This year, the Lakers have shot only 18% on 3-point plays, hitting 17 and 94. So that's not a position they'd like to be in.
Now, Houston's got to play pretty good defense,
Now,
and even if they
everybody else
foul,
just
they'll be all right.
Soft man-to-man. Don't foul. They've only got 3 seconds. They have to have a 3-point shot. So
Well, he just
make
said
it
don't
tough for
foul.
them.
Well, even if they foul them, they all can get 2 free throws.
89-86. Again, they've hit only 18% of 3-pointers. Kareem will try to get as much distance on this as he can without starting the clock. Jamal Wilkes, 3-pointer. And we are going to have new world champions this year in the NBA. The Houston Rockets have won it, 89-86. They will be meeting San Antonio. That means that Bill, Rick Barry, and myself will be in Phoenix Tuesday to bring you the Phoenix-Kansas City game. That's the end of the game with the final score. Houston, 89. Los Angeles, 86. Well, Bill Russell, as you look at this game, you see again a team like Houston, the intensity that they played with in this particular instance, and shows you so often how a team that's below 500 is a lot better sometimes, maybe in your record indicates.
Yes, that's what the coach of Houston said, that they were a better team than the 40-42 record. What they did today, the best in the 3 series. The first game, they really controlled the tempo, but today was a real struggle, but they did control the tempo in the second half, and that's why the game stayed close and they were able to win it.
Well, the Miller High Life Most Valuable Player Award. I got to reconstruct this game. Who are we going to vote for? There's so many players that played well. Moses Malone, he had a total of 23 points. I thought Robert Reed played outstandingly well. He had 16 points. Big guy, who are you going to vote for?
Well, when in doubt, you vote for the big guys.
And Moses Malone played 3 outstanding games. So he's our Miller High Life Most Valuable Player, Moses Malone. The Miller $1,000 donation will be made to the Special Olympics on behalf of Moses Malone. 89-86, Del Harris and the Houston Rockets have won this mini-series. They now will start the best-of-7 series against San Antonio on Tuesday night. The Rockets and the Kansas City Kings from the Midwest Division rolling through their mini-series and moving into the semifinals. The final, 89-86, The NBA on CBS is a presentation of CBS Sports.
At 2:26 last Monday afternoon, the world was stunned once again. What kind of people are we, they asked. Some answers on 60 Minutes this evening on CBS.